This production is powered by the students and staff of Lubbock ISD TV. Want to see more of our work? Visit our website at LubbockISDTV.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Lubbock_ISD.
Number 14, Trey Smith of Stratford. Number 15,
Welcome to Plains Capital Park, Lowry Field, where tonight the ASCO Football Classic Rallying for a Cause will be played once again. I'm David Thetford. Joining me for the broadcast is Coach Tommy Wood. He's almost like a coach with this group because he's always been doing this with me, and we've had a lot of fun through the years. Tommy, this is one of the highlights of the year, this all-star game. Great players from all over this part of the state of Texas, all the way down to the Permian Basin to the Panhandle, and it's just really a fun game. They do a great job with it.
No doubt about it. Not only are they great players, they're just great kids.
24,
many of these kids
Morton of Ropes.
We've heard each of the coaches talking this week
Number
about
25,
how fantastic their experience has been with them. It is going to be a lot of fun this evening.
And, of course, you just think about Johnny Taylor and James Morton, the guys that started this event back in, what was it, 2005, something like that. They missed a couple of years with COVID, but this has been a really, and ASCO's been with them 19 of the 20 years of games that they've had, and ASCO's been a great sponsor and a great friend to this. They give scholarships to kids, and of course they help. This game was initially started, what could we do to help kids that have been injured playing football? And Joe Bean was there at the first, and of course Tanner Cook from Idalou, Joe Bean from Odessa Permian, and then Tanner Cook from Idalou, and it's been the godsend to these young kids.
No doubt about it. And you know, how I think about this, and Coach Taylor, the fact that it's one of his kids that winds, or one of his players that winds up being a recipient of this. These kids that have been permanently injured playing, and to see each of those two in particular coming all the way through over the years, seeing the progress that they've made, the attitudes and the impressions that they give, they're a motivating factor for a lot of these kids to see them and listen to them talk.
We had the banquet last night at Lubbock High School's cafeteria, which is an amazing facility to have it in. It was great. And Tanner Cook talks each and every year. You've heard him several years, and he is just an inspiration. I'm up on the stage, and I'm standing there looking out at the kids, and they're just locked in on him. And he talked for quite a while, and they stayed locked in. The only person that wasn't locked in on him was his little boy, who's about 1.5, and he was just having fun. But I'm telling you, these young people were locked in on what he had to say. You
know, they know what this game is about before they come, but I always think that first night where they get to hear the recipients and they get to hear their stories, I think that's really when it sits in and sinks in for them what this game is really about.
Of course, they get coaches to come in. For the blue team, it's going to be Chad Dunham from Amarillo High and his coaching staff. For the red team, Jason Sims, the new Monterey head football coach, and his staff that he has, and they'll be coaching them. And there'll be some players on different teams. Sometimes we have teams that have like a Monterey kid on the red and a Monterey kid on the blue, which is kind of strange. But they get to play against someone that they played with all year long, Tommy.
Well, we'll have a lot of that for a number of the teams, but not Monterey tonight, since it's their coaching, their coaching staff that's here.
They'll get together.
That's right.
They kept them together. Let's take a look at some of these players. Of course, all of these players could be highlighted because they're all stars. But, you know, we asked the coaches to talk about two or three that would maybe really stand out tonight for each, the red and the blue teams, Tommy.
And we'll start with the red team. Tyron Henderson, he is going to split time at quarterback with Luke Arrington, and he is one of these players that Coach is really, really big on. Coach Sims excited about him. He'll be playing at Panhandle State next year, but he'll be going both ways some tonight, which we won't see a lot of that, but we will from him. On the defensive side, Carson Curry from Abernathy, Coach Sims says he is a disruptive force, and when I asked him about players from these small schools that come up here and could play with anybody, Curry and Henderson, two of the first two that he brought up. The blue team, we'll go to Lucas Jernigan. We'll talk about defense first. You think about the fact that they'll have their hands full. But if Henderson and Arrington are splitting time, a defensive end, this one playing at WT next year, going to have his hands full with that. But offensively, Demarion Fitch. We've seen him play an awful lot over the last few years. No surprise that he would be one that the coaches would call out to set up for this. He'll be playing at Eastern New Mexico next year. But got another fun one here tonight.
Yeah, a great running back from Coronado, and he'll be fun to watch. And there's just so many great athletes in this ball game, and we hope that you'll enjoy it. I'll tell you, Tommy and I have done just about all of these that we've done them on TV, and we have seen amazing games and amazing finishes, and just the way that they play the games, Tommy, has been so impressive. They get together this week and put it all together, and, but you can tell they're all-stars because of the way they come out and play the game.
Yeah, 5 practices. That's all they get together. And many of them, not only, you made the mention a moment ago of sometimes these players playing against each other when they've been on the same team, but you've also got kids that are arch rivals with each other for all of the last 4 years that all of a sudden they're on the same team together, too.
That's the other part of it. All right, well, that's going to be it. The 2025 ASCO Football Classic coming up next right here on Fox 34 News Now.
Can we pre-record this, or how long is the wait? Because if it's too long, I don't want to keep Coach here. So, 90 seconds, is that okay with you? If it's not, it's completely okay. No.
Yeah, we're getting ready to kick off. All right. Okay.
I'll catch you a wireless cam later where I move. Thank you.
Welcome back to Plains Capital Park, Lowry Field, the ASCO Football Classic about set to kick it off. Mason Marmolejo will kick off. He's the kicker from Ropes, and he's got it teed up on the South 40. They won the toss and deferred to the second half, right, Tommy?
That is right.
And back deep, we have Kyrie Baxter in the middle. Who'd you say was on the far side?
Far side up top, I believe we had.
Looks like number 11. There's not a number 11, so it can't be number 11. Number 17, here is the kickoff. Going to come to the near side, kind of fumble around at the 15. Picked up finally, running left, has room, has a slot at the 40 up to the 45. Good return of that kickoff. On the return, number 23, Damian Lozano, and on the stop, Will Grisham. And thank goodness Will Grisham showed up, right?
No doubt. And I'm going to come back to this kickoff return from the red team. Great seam. Lozano didn't even get touched until the end of that run, so a great kick return. And the red team starting out with great field position here at the 48.
All right, Monterey quarterback Luke Arrington will get the start here tonight against for the red team against the blue team. They'll start at their own 48-yard line. Got to throw a little hitch on the outside, caught by Hebert. He'll get across midfield all the way down to around the 46-yard line of the blue team.
Yeah, boy, that's a connection you've seen a few times. And
no doubt about that.
Each of the two from Monterey, and right off the bat being able to pick up about 6 yards into blue territory.
Here's a little pitch on the outside this time. Running the ball, going to be number 28, Marcelo King. Marcelo King is from Sudan.
And, you know, when I was talking to Coach Sims earlier today, we were talking about this game. And, hey, these guys from smaller schools, who are you really impressed with? He says Marcelo King, he could play at any level. Doesn't matter that he's from a town the size of Sudan.
There's a give up the middle this time. Good blocking up front. Marcelo King. Was that King or Lozano that time on the? I think it was Lozano on the, or Tyler Brooks. He's from Borger.
Dacavian Washington on the tackle for the Blue.
I believe Lozano on the carry. I believe you were right on that one.
Going to be another first down at the 40-yard line of the Blue team. Straight drop, looking to pass. Is going to be to the outside to Hebert, too tall. And it will be second down and 10 for the red team. Red team wearing red numerals, white uniforms. The blue team, of course, in blue jerseys. They do have their school helmets on, which I love to see that when these guys come together and different schools all competing together and against one another.
And, of course, those helmets, you talk about them wearing their own, but a lot of them, of course, they trade stickers. So there's a lot of them, a bunch of stickers.
Big pressure that time coming up there chasing Luke Arrington.
Yeah, Devin Williams just about had himself a big stack. I think that was all Arrington could do was get rid of that one, alertly throwing it into the turf.
Jarnigan was back there too. There you see one of those helmets with all the stickers on it. So it's hard to tell exactly, but we've got their number. So number 25, Ty Dutton, is from New Home.
You couldn't tell that from the sticker on that helmet?
No. There's Luke Arrington behind center, and the center is Angelo Saucedo. He'll be going both ways on offense and defense. Here's the snap, looking to throw across the middle. Has a man, caught at the 30, inside the 25, down to the 21. It's going to be number 17 with the reception, Tyler Brooks out of Borger. He was the scholarship winner of this group on the red team, and Reed McCaleb was the scholarship winner on the blue team. Each team has one scholarship guy, and that really a nice play right there.
And a big third down conversion.
A big one. First down and 10. Little inside seam, and it's going to be, well, let's see what happened on that one.
Yeah, Arrington pulls it down. He sees the blitz. Nobody's out there, so he just pulls it down to run, picks up about 3 yards, and slides down, giving himself up. But again, you just see the maturity of Arrington. I know we've seen it all year as you watch this this Monterey team play, but very, very good at recognizing when there's nothing there. We've seen him throw it away, and this time just slide to the turf.
Here's the give in the backfield, running right, good blocking, has some room at the 15, down to the 10-yard line. On the carry that time, Marcelo King once again, 5'9", 185 from Sudan. That was good blocking up front.
Yeah, Marcelo King, we talk about him, what he's done. He's gonna be playing on scholarship for Kansas Sterling University next year. But he is a speedster as well, regional qualifier in a number of events on the track team.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Arrington looking to throw outside, incomplete off the fingertips. Good coverage that I tried to go to Lozano, and really good coverage out there.
Yeah, Gavin Broom is doing a great job of getting out there to cover that route. In fact, I kind of wondered if he was going to be able to get underneath it and maybe be able to get the interception. Not quite able to get that done. He'll be playing for Wayland next year, but you're right. Yes, very good coverage on the underneath route.
Second down and goal from the 10. Two backs in the backfield. In the shotgun is Arrington, going to throw the fade up top. It is caught. Did he get in bounds? Touchdown. Landon Hebert with the catch. What a throw. Those two guys will be playing together at Texas A&M Kingsville after they finished their senior year at Monterey this year. And Landon Hebert with the touchdown.
And it was just a free play. I mean, Arrington recognized the fact after the hard count he had the blue team defensive line jumping. He knew he had nothing to lose by throwing it up there to the back of the end zone. And to your point, Hebert doing a great job of coming down with it.
And the coverage wasn't bad either, you know, because it was the blue team, Brendan Garcia from Wellington, was right there underneath, but that pass was just perfectly thrown. Extra Extra points up and good. 7-0, red team on top here from the ASCO All-Star Football Classic.
ASCO All-Star Classic. Title sponsor.
Well, Tommy, that was a nice little drive to begin the ball game for the red team, completed on a touchdown pass from Arrington to Hebert, the old Monterey connection for the 6, and then the extra point up and good.
Well, and of course, set up by a huge return. They had great field position starting this thing at the 48-yard line.
Number 42, Clayton Vincent.
And they were able to punch it in. There's the biggest guy. That's Coach Dunham's son, number 17. And he's a big Nash Dunham. He's 6'9", 240, played at Amarillo High, and he's going to West Texas State to try to play he's going to play football for them. He's already got the look of a pro. He's a big young man.
Boy, he is. You know, I asked him, when was the last time you played for a coach that wasn't your dad? And he had to think about it. You got to go back in time a little bit for that. That would have been junior high school since that happened.
Looks like Clayton Vincent will kick it off. He's going to pooch it down the field, taking it at around the 20-yard line. With the return is number 3, Maddox Ellis.
Returning the kick, number 3, Maddox Ellis.
And he will get it out to around the 35-yard line.
He'll be playing at Panhandle State next year as well. I tell you, David, every time we do these games, it stands out to me how good of a job Panhandle State does at recruiting in this area. We've always got a lot of Panhandle State representation in this game.
Yeah, we do. You know, it's just fun. It's fun to see these schools that have been not many years ago were Class B schools, and they were 6-man, and they've come back and like Ropes and New Home, and these schools that are really contributing and having great athletic teams now. All right, here they go. First down and 10 from the 35 of the blue. Coronado combination in the backfield. There's the first pass of the game at the 40, maybe the 41-yard line. This time for Demarion Finch on the completion by Isaiah Vasquez. Vasquez had both those two guys right there had great years for the Mustangs.
They did, and that, each of the two of them, they're not done playing football after tonight either.
Vasquez rolling right. He's very nimble and got a good arm. The old out pass near the 50, going to be run out of bounds around the 48 or 9-yard line. That pass completed to Maddox Ellis, the Plainview product. Now those guys, the two Plainview players on this roster were not at the banquet last night because they had graduation last night. So they decided that was more important. First down and 10 from the 48-yard line. The blue team. Vasquez gives it away to Finch. Good tackle in the backfield. Submarine back there by Caden Reyes out of Littlefield, number 7.
Like Zach Lewis in on that as well. He is from Lubbock Christian and getting into the backfield as well. So stopping him right at the line of scrimmage in the blue team. Second down and long.
10 yards needed. They're at the 48-yard line of the blue team. 7-0, red team scored on the first possession. Vasquez rolling right, throws right, out of bounds, right at the start of that play, right at the line of scrimmage. Not much gained on it right there for the blue team. Number 34, Brody Bobo out of West Plains. He's an inside receiver for this All-Star game.
Brady Bobo getting back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Now, we saw the red team on 3rd and long convert. We'll see if the blue team is able to do that. feeling a little bit more pressure down by a touchdown as well.
You getting to look at number 8 there. That's Kyrie Baxter from Monterey, and he had a heck of a senior year. Tremendous athlete. Back to pass. Vasquez looking deep. Going to be caught, and it's going to be a touchdown. If everything stands. Beautiful pass and catch and run, and a touchdown. You got the number, Tommy?
Mauricio Herrera.
Herrera with the reception, and a beautiful pass from Isaiah Vasquez.
And I'll tell you, we talked about the fact that the pressure's up a little bit on 3rd down and 10. And boy, they needed a conversion. They took it 52 yards to get to the end zone. That is a 65-yard drive.
And where were they on that pass? About
48.
Yeah, 52-yard pass. Great job, and the extra point is good. That'll tie the score. 6:58 to go in the first quarter. 7-7, the blue team and the red team here in the ASCO All-Star Football Classic. Seven to 7's the score. The red team and the blue team, and there's really no distinguishing characteristics. They don't break them up by north and south or east and west or anything. It's just a mixture, even by team. You'll have teams the guys that play together on the same team all year that are on opposite teams here. But we told you, and this just proves it again. 2 possessions, but there were some great defensive plays, some great offensive plays. These guys just, the reason they're here is they're all-stars, and you can see it by the way they play the game.
No doubt about that. And it's interesting to me seeing the different play styles of these 2 coaching staffs. You've got Coach Dunham, who he enjoys that air raid. Boy, he got a big one there.
There's the kickoff right here. Going to be over here to the near side, running left again. Gets a block from Kyrie Baxter up to the 30, 35, 40. Going to be chased out of bounds over on the far side of the field. Damian Lozano again. They're going to be good field position once again for the red team to begin here.
Yeah, remember that last drive, they started at their own 48-yard line, this time starting at the 45. So this red team doing a great job making the most of their opportunities with special teams.
And Lozano, they kicked it to Lozano both times, and he took it from this near side to the far side of the field. They had the return set up over there. You're looking at Zacavian Washington, number 21. He's a tremendous player from Coronado High School. New quarterback in the ball game. High snap, but able to pull it down, running straight ahead up to the 50. Going to be pushed down there. Coming up to make the stop for the red team. Going to be number 74, Dax Davis from Caprock.
Tyron Henderson doing a great job. He just pulls it down and just barrels his way forward for that 5 yards.
Making the tackle for the blue.
I'm not entirely sure that was the play call. I think just with a high snap, that's just Henderson showing his athleticism to try to get something out of nothing.
Well, he did. Picked up 5, 2nd and 5 now from midfield for the red team. He's got it again, left-hander, throws it to the outside, going down, taking a knee, slipped a little bit, and foot came out from underneath him. Cale Moore out there with the reception from shallow water. Julio Valdez over to make the stop.
Well, Valdez, I think, on the reception there for the red team.
Back at the 46-yard line now, so a loss on the play. Henderson back to throw, going to try to set up a screen to the left side. Got it out there to the 50, pushing forward. Gets into the blue territory, but it's going to be stopped at around the 47-yard line, 48-yard line.
Boy, Lucas Jarnigan was in that backfield, and boy, he was all over the quarterback there.
Let's go down to the sideline to Hannah.
It is a beautiful night. We've been down here for another Lubbock match. Arrington QB and Landon Heeson. They are the dynamic duo. The ball we have. Oh, it is 7-7. Arian Finch and I. Pairing that we've seen before, and I'm sure one that Coach Sims on Monterey's team. Together on this field before, but they're going to have to make passes to a whole new group of people from Borger, people from all over West Texas for such a great cause here tonight. So I will keep you updated. But again, now to 7-7, Red offensive. Back to you.
Thank you, Hannah. It was a big run there by Henderson to get them down the field. They pick up a first down. It's now second down from the 34 of the blue team.
And boy, I'll tell you what, that option, great fake, pulled it down, but Elijah Solis from the blue team, he's from Plainview, headed to West Texas State next year, and just a fantastic job of Solis of shutting that down after a gain of a yard, because it sure looked like there for a moment that Henderson was going to be able to pick up a bunch.
2nd and 9 from the 34 of the blue team. Tyrion Henderson, now he might be a little banged up after that. I think they're going to have to take a timeout because he is shaken up on that last play. We might get, I don't know whether we can have another look at it, but we'll check here. The trainer, there'll be some student trainers, some helping, but Kyler Templeton is the trainer. He's from Monterey, and he's also going to be the trainer for this game for both teams.
That is
timeout on the field.
You talk about getting dinged up a little bit. Remember, a lot of these guys, they've not had any contact in a number of months. So this is it's a little bit different to come out here and feel the speed of it, because everybody on this field, doesn't matter that they haven't hit anybody in a couple of months. They're going to be coming full speed to try to get everything they can out of it. Sure, there's a lot of them that'll get to play next year, but there are a number of kids every year that this is probably the last football game they're ever going to get to play.
Yep. That's going to be the case. Still looking him over on the sideline. There's Coach Jason Sims right in the middle. I don't know whether I told you, the other coaches from Monterey that are part of this are Keenan Lott, Ralph Ramon, Tyler Rakita, Michael Martinez, Jesse Perez, and Dana Gillespie. And for the blue team, for Coach Chad Dunham from Amarillo High, Andrew Murga, Noah Mason, Blake Fry, Quentin Weigel, Randon Johnson, Cameron Mathis, Stacy Alexander, and Roderick Watkins. You can see Henderson's going to go out of the ball game, and Luke Arrington will come back in. Luke started, he ran the first series, and they got a touchdown pass to Landon Hebert. He's back to pass, pressure coming, throws it to the outside, slipping on the catch and falling down, so nowhere to go with it that time on the reception, Julio Valdez.
Yeah, Valdez, I think he was frustrated losing his feet, because he's able to make the catch but loses a couple of yards on the play.
Third down now, 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, 7-7 the score. The 2025 ASCO Football Classic. And it really is a classic. It's a lot of fun, and these kids do a great job. Split back to the backfield, either side of Arrington. Here's pressure again. He steps up in the pocket, now goes back in the pocket, throws it deep, and it's going to be knocked down at the last second. Coming up to knock it down was Brendan Garcia, and one in the flag there is Julio Valdez. I don't think he got one.
That defensive breakup.
Yeah, Garcia, did a great job getting up there, knocking that ball down. He's a basketball player too, and where you can see it right there, 6'1", just climbing the ladder to knock that ball down and force a 4th down here.
Lucas Jarnigan was the guy that got in there. You talked about him being a disruptor at the beginning.
How about this? I think this is going to be a 53-yard field goal attempt. Clayton Vincent from Shallow Water.
He's going to drop kick it.
Yeah. Well, he is both the kicker and the punter. And he was telling me his game kick length is 55.
They don't really rush, and here's the punt. Going to go down at the 12, roll up the sideline. What a punt.
Wow.
Coffin corner. Downed there. Tremendous punt. And a great job of getting down the field and corralling it down there. Kel Moore out of Shallow Water was the guy that downed it, and a great punt.
My goodness, that was outstanding.
Blue scrimmage 1st and 10 from their very own 1-yard line.
So the blue team will have it, but they won't have it in very good position at their own 1-yard line.
Thanks again for coming out to this All-Star Classic Rally for a Cause, brought to you by ASCO.
So Caleb Cook coming out for quarterback this time. He is from New Home.
3:28 to go here in the first quarter. He's in trouble in the end zone. Gets it out of there, but he was getting some pressure. The defense is, you know, we've got a 7-7 game, but the defense has been putting pressure. Both defenses have been able to put pressure on the offensive quarterbacks.
Well, and I was looking at the blue team here. They carried out a fake to the left side. Jacob Kirkland, the defensive lineman for the red team, great job showing the discipline to stick with it.
Second down. In the end zone again. Pressure again. Caught at the 5. Going to be hit immediately. Spinning around. Fought forward to near the 10. Great effort that time on the reception. Number 34. Brody Bobo.
And Bobo, boy, that you talk about getting a little bit of breathing room on that. You're at the 1-yard line and getting out to the 10. Yes, it's 3rd down and 1, but boy, it doesn't feel the same, does it?
No, not at all. He got about 3 yards with extra effort because he was hit quickly by Kel Moore. And it's going to be 3rd and 1, Tommy, and much better position to be in. Finch in the backfield. He'll get the ball. Going to be tackled at the 10. No gain on the play. Tremendous defense once again coming in there as for the red team. Who was that on the stop?
Yeah, I couldn't make out the number who was getting in.
Parrish
tackle, number 78, Santiago.
But I will say this, it is pretty impressive. It's not very often that you can wind up stopping Finch for no gain.
That might have been Kyrie Baxter. He's one of the guys that would have a chance, and of course has played against him in this last season, Monterey versus Coronado. So what do we got? They're going to let it run. What are they doing?
Yeah, they're right now. I mean, the play clock just expired.
Well, let me tell you, the officials in the ball game, the referee, the white hat, is Glenn Morton.
Well, fans, this is
the umpire is Scott Harrison. The line judge is Dustin Wimmer. The head linesman is John Sassy. The back judge is Todd Bissett. The side judge is Cornelius Brooks. The field judge is Colby Walker. And the red hat who's on the sideline for the TV broadcast to let everybody know when we're back from breaks and things is Eliseo Brooks. Those are the officials in the ball game tonight. And I'm sure, I don't know whether they get paid or not, but you know, most of these guys volunteer and help out and be a part of what's going on.
Yeah, that is, you know, everybody enjoys, you know, number one, the All-Star game and the folks that are playing to begin with, but also the fact that you're getting to play a game in June or May, you get it in a position in which you never get to be watching football.
A lot of fun. I just, you know, you can tell. Of course, these guys are all seniors, and they're experienced players and talented players. So the punt team coming on for the blue team It'll be Mason Marmolejo from Ropes who will come in to punt.
Well, you're at the 10-yard line, your own 10, 4th down and 1.
Back deep for the red team will be Kel Moore, number 12, and number 23, I believe, Damian Lozano. He's had a good return game already.
Yeah,
kickoffs.
That is a. I think if you're on the blue team, you kick away from him so far.
Yeah.
Or after seeing what happens the first 2 times.
Let's see, they've kicked it to him both times on kickoffs. Let's see if they try. He's on the right side. He's on the far side of the field now. I thought he was going to fake it. Here's Marmolejo high in the air. Fair catch called, going to be taken in by Lozano at around the 38-yard line.
So, boy, the red team is, you talk about winning the field position game here tonight. Their drives have started at their own 48, their own 45, and now the blue team 38-yard line.
So the punt earlier down to the 1 really helped the red team. And they end up getting a punt back and still in great field position. I don't know if Henderson knows. It's going to be Luke Arrington back in at quarterback. Running backs out on the field. Marcelo King is number 28. He's got the ball running left. Woo, big time hit. We feel the slot right there. Zacavian Washington. He's known for those big hits. And he brought the hammer that time. Lost his helmet and everything.
Man, I'm telling you what, that was got to come off for a play after that being the case. But that was a big hit. Loss of a yard on the play. 2nd down and 11.
Marcelo King from Sudan. So he'll come to the sideline, get his helmet all back on. Fake it in the backfield, rolling. Going to throw right. Jarnigan was giving chase again. Caught over here on the sideline. Good pass and catch. Caught there by Dominic Parrish, big-time tight end for the Coronado Mustangs.
Brett Whiteley coming over to make the tackle, being able to keep him 2 yards short of the first down marker.
Love the footwork that time by Arrington and the way he put something on that ball to the sideline. Also in the backfield for the red team, number 17, Tyler Brooks out of Borger. Try to give you these guys, these offensive linemen and that are playing on these all-star games. Given the backfield, there's Brooks with it. A little hesitation, 25 to 20, going to be knocked out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Coming over to make the stop, number 37, Brett Watley from Tascosa.
And, boy, you just talk about patient running. I mean, it can be so easy for a running back to just barrel forward. He was being very patient, feeling his way through, and because of that, able to get through the line without anybody from the blue team laying a hand on him.
Got a first down and 10. 48 seconds to go here in the first quarter of the ball game. All tied at 7. Arrington, Jarnigan. We're not really getting Jarnigan blocked on the outside at all. He has been in the backfield almost every play. He's a great defender, Lucas Jarnigan from Idalou, 6'2", 200.
No doubt. Yeah, we talked a little bit about him in the open that we were expecting to see a lot. I don't know that one's going to count as a sack for him, though, because I think Arrington's knee went to the carpet before he ever got there.
He took a knee?
Well, his leg came out from under him, and his knee hit the carpet before Jarnigan ever got to it.
25-yard line is where they are. 10 seconds to go here in the quarter. Going to get one more play off. There comes Jarnigan again. They throw it behind him over there. Nowhere to go. There's Washington again. And he'll make the tackle on King, who's back in the ball game. But that'll take us to the end of the first. We are all tied at 7 apiece. The red team and the blue team here in the 2025 ASCO All-Star Football Classic.
back here after football season and after graduation?
You know, it's always just a great opportunity to play with your high school guys one more time. You know, I can't go to college with them. I wish I could, but, you know, it's just a wonderful experience, especially to play with all these great players from out in the outskirts of the city and all that. It's just an amazing experience.
Some former rivals, too, right? You've been playing against some people or playing with some people you formerly played against. How is that experience?
You know, it's all love, you know. I show love for everybody coming out the 806, but, you know, when we step in the lines, of course, it's competitive, but it's all love, yeah.
Well, y'all are all stars out here, which is why y'all are going, some of y'all, to play college ball, and you're going to Eastern New Mexico, which is super exciting. And here I have that you're going with Zakavian Washington and Desmond Williams from the red team and Andrew Nick from Tascosa. That's pretty cool that you get to play with all of them.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing. I knew I wanted to go to college with somebody, bring somebody with me, and I think we could really be really good for that program. You know, we want to show that people from Lubbock.
Damarian Finch can really ball, y'all, and we're about to see that right now. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Hannah. We're back here with the action, ready to go. Going to turn them loose down on the sideline. The Red Hat's still on the field. He's not giving them the go, but he will in the second. I guess. And we got to get Hannah's mic off now. All right. Here we go. Back to the action. Ball at the 28-yard line of the blue team. Red on the move. Luke Arrington, he has had trouble with number 9, Lucas Jarnigan. He's coming again. Throws across the middle. Wide open at the 17. Cuts it inside. In for the touchdown. What a great pass. And I think it was out of the backfield, wasn't it? Was that 17? I think Tyler Brooks out of Borger with the catch and the touchdown.
And that, you know, we talked about the importance of these third down conversions. David, that was 3rd down and 21.
Well, they got a flag.
Oh, my.
Back out at the ball. It's going to be put back at the 35, it looks like. That's a way to stay with it, Luke Arrington, and keep working Brooks, and he got open and got in for the touchdown. But it will not count.
So 3rd and 31.
Holding will be the call. Well, you got to do something to stop Jarnigan. You got to hold a little bit. He's really been putting pressure in the backfield. He's number 9 out of Idalou. He's on the right end, his right side of that defense. Here he comes again. Got a hand on Arrington. He stepped inside of him. Going to throw deep down the field. Has a man. Touchdown again. Did he catch it? I was blocked out by the monitor.
Yes.
It was. And he goes to number 3 for the red team, and that's Dominic Parrish. Parrish, big target down the field, too. Very athletic from Coronado.
And how about this from Arrington? I mean, he is rolling to his left side, throwing across his body a perfect pass. He says, hey, you're going to cancel my 3rd down and 21 conversion? How about one from 3rd and 31?
He completed it.
Wow.
How far was that pass?
38.
38 yards. Here's the extra point, and it is on its way, and it is up and good by Clayton. Did he make it? Clayton
Yes.
Benson, and it's 14-7. The red team on top of the blue team. Will be back after this timeout on the ASCO Football Classic. Welcome back to Plains Capital Park Lowry Field, 7-7. Let's go back to the sideline in Hannah with Dom Parrish.
Hello, hello. I'm here with Dom Parrish right now, and he just scored a touchdown for your red team. Is it a little weird having Luke Arrington, a former competitor, throw you the ball for a touchdown?
Yes, ma'am. It's very weird. You know, we beef with the people on 50th Street, but it felt good to be in the end zone.
Is it like fun to play with your teammates on the other side of the ball too? Because I know you have Isaiah Vasquez on the other side of the ball, all your former teammates. How is that?
It's good. We've been talking trash all week long, so when I scored that touchdown, I knew the first person to talk to was Zay. He was already talking to me, so that was for him right there.
Well, I know you're going to go play college ball, right? Where are you going to go play college ball?
Cisco College.
Cisco College. Do you think this game is helping you prep for what's to come in college with meeting all these new people?
Yes, ma'am. Especially staying in a hotel. It's like staying away from home, so it was fun. I'm just glad to be back.
Well, we're glad to have you. Thank you so much for being this, and we hope to see more touchdowns from you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Dom. And first pass going to be incomplete. I guess I threw that too quick, but worked out good. The kick was out of the end zone, and they started out at their own 25-yard line.
So Kevon Coleman Cruz, the intended receiver there, but even if he would have brought it down, there was not going to be much in front of him. Well defended by the red team.
2nd down and 10. Nowhere to go. Here comes a late flag from the umpire.
Gunnar Hitt getting in there to make the play.
56,
Excuse me, for the red team, Carson Curry. As I was talking to Coach Sims, he said Curry is his words, a disruptive force this week in practice. Oh boy, we saw it there, right there.
He showed us what it looks like. We're looking at Caleb Cook, number 13.
3rd down.
It'll be a 5-yard penalty. There's number 15, Bryce Lynn from Pampa. Caleb Cook's from New Home. These linemen for the blue team, Barunda from River Roads, the center, Sudan John Conley, going to throw it out. Oh my goodness, you don't want those kind of hits. Coming in with the hammer that time for the red team is number 32, Julio Valdez from Stratford. Whoa.
And we talked a little bit earlier about the impact that these smaller school players can have. You know, they love being able to play with these folks from bigger schools, but Valdez, as I say, from Stratford, he has been a force to be reckoned with so far here tonight.
Angel Salcedo on that offensive line from Freona. Breed McCaleb is the left tackle. Look at that hit right there. You know, and if you're on the blue team right there and Finch is going, hold it now, I was just on TV a minute ago. Don't be hitting me like that. Well, he hung him out on that one. Going to be 4th down and 21 is what's on the board, and they got the punt team in. Not going to be a good punting position, standing on the goal line again. So should be great field position for the red team coming up.
Well, and punt a little bit against the wind as well.
It's fair caught at the 47-yard line of the blue team.
Damian Lozano on the fair catch.
Well, once again, we talk about it all night, how this red team has had fantastic starting field position on every drive of the night.
Red will scrimmage. 1st and 10 from the blue.
Well, they mark him at the 46 of the blue team. With 10-10 left to go here in the first half of the ball game. Here comes the red team back on. I don't know what it's going to be. Luke Arrington at quarterback again. Maybe it's going to be
sending out
Henderson again. So good to see that he's back and okay. He was a little shaken up earlier in the ball game. He'll take over here, going to give it away in the backfield. Flag comes in the area that you would think there would be a hold.
Carvajal had the carry. Yeah, where that flag is. Got to believe that the red team will not pick up that yardage.
Carbajal is J.P. Carbajal is from Spearman, 5'10", 188.
Indeed, holding is the call.
You see Glenn Morton, he's the referee.
That down, 44.
Back in the red end of the field.
That's the worst field position that red team has been in all night.
Tyrion Henderson, he's got it. Going to throw it quickly to the outside. Has a man cutting it back inside. Spinning around. Great move. Now up the sideline to the 40, 35, 30. And going to be pushed out of bounds. Great job, Yahir Quezada. That's a tremendous play and a good run from Muleshoe. Quezada is 5'11", 175.
Boy, and how about that for answering a holding penalty? A huge run after the catch from Quezada.
Good spin right there to get away from the tackle. And he's got Washington tracking him down and will get him to the outside. There goes Henderson, going to keep it himself, get around the outside of the 10 and pushed out of bounds. Oh, late. A little bit late on the hit over there, I think.
Yeah, that was certainly the officials thought so. Brett Watley coming over to make the flag or make the contact, and as soon as he did, the trajectory of that flag would lead us to believe that that is going to be the call and move it a little bit closer. I think they're going to have this at about the 2.5-yard line.
All right.
Personal foul. Late hit out of bounds.
It is a late hit out of bounds.
First down.
Put it right at the 3. Well, Watley just delivered a blow. He is the 160-pounder from Tascosa, but that hit sure made it look like he weighed a lot more than 160, didn't it?
It did. And they go straight ahead and powering into the end zone for the touchdown. Carbajal once again just pushed his way in there. Great blocking up front by that offensive line. I don't know who all's in there for sure, but got a bunch of big young men playing up front. Andrew Nick, 275 from Tascosa. Jonathan Gonzalez from Stratford at 240. Zach Gonzalez, 230 from Sundown. You can see some of them there. 62 is that Jonathan Gonzalez from Stratford. Jackson Arrington, 225 from Abernathy. He is number 67. And it is 20-7, extra point to come. It is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field. We'll take 1-2. 21-7, red team on top of the blue team here at the ASCO Football Classic. (21-7). Now, don't get discouraged. Tommy and I did a game a few years ago in Roosevelt. The head coach and the staff from there, they got behind like 30-something-7 and came back and won the ball game. You remember that, Tommy? Unbelievable comeback.
Well, you know, these are all-stars. They're used to winning. They're used to being successful at whatever it is they've done, and they've just got that mentality of nothing is out of reach.
There you go. There's the outside sound you wanted, Tommy.
Sir.
Here's the kickoff. Once again by Clayton Vincent. Going to be a good deep one into the end zone. No return by the blue team.
So So we talk about this field position that the red team has had tonight. How about this for their starting drives? Their own 48, their own 45, the blue team 38, and the blue team 47.
It's not bad.
Yeah, their worst starting field position of the night has been their own 45-yard line. So the blue team right now starting at their own 25.
9:26 to go in the first half. Boy, a beautiful night. They've had a great week of practice. The weather's been great. Chip Green in at quarterback for the blue team. Going to give it away in the backfield. Running to the outside is Finch. Going to be hemmed in and taken down. Coming over to make the stop for the blue team, Carson Curry from Abernathy. And also on the stop, number 32, Julio Valdez from Stratford.
Well, we talked about Carson Curry in the open. He has definitely made his presence felt. You can see why he is all district. Coming around to make the play.
Chip Green, the quarterback now, is 5'11", 165. He's from the Littlefield Wildcats. Two backs and one on either side. Going to turn, fake it to Finch. He's in trouble. Pressure coming. Chip Green's going down. Back around the 21 or 2. 3 of the red team were right there to sack him in. I didn't get him off, but Jacob Kirkland from Littlefield.
I think Caleb Strickland was leading the charge. He's from Wellington.
Let's go down to the sideline once again to Hannah.
Leading that momentum right now with the red team up by 14 points. What is that feeling like?
Some more points.
The quarterback keeper. Forcing him out of bounds.
Yes, it definitely is, but we've been practicing so much. I mean, we just all bonded all together.
I think it's really cool that y'all are practicing for like such an amazing cause. What does it mean to you to like step on the field to support to have been permanently injured playing or practicing football?
Oh, you know, maybe they didn't get to do it one more time, and we're out here representing them, and it's just overall good cause.
I agree. Well, thank you so much, and I hope to see you keep putting some points up on the board. Thank you so much for being out here for such a good cause.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thanks, Hannah. Timeout going to be called.
Timeout charge to the blue team.
All right, the blue team wanted to talk it over. 7:11 to go here in the first half of the ball game. And 21-7, the red team on top of the blue team. Texas Tech just got word. Texas Tech up 3-1 in softball in the bottom of the 7th. Well, that's a good place to be. My grandkids are up here. They're here for halftime, and we're gonna do special things, Tommy.
There are going to be special things. You know, at halftime, not only do we wind up getting to see the recipients of these the cash from these games to help them with their injuries, but we've also got awards every year. And this year, the Sherwood Award, we got a couple of recipients rather than one. Coach Davis, and of course, so many years of friendship, and David Thetford. It's going to be exciting to see you get that, David. I know you have been made a huge impact on broadcasting for all these high school games over the years. How many? Do you even care to guess how many games you have called over the years?
Started in 1984. So this is, what is it, 41 years? Something like that. Here's the punt from Marmolejo. He will get a good punt down the field. Going to bounce out of bounds at around the 36-yard line. 37-yard line is where they'll mark it. And the red team will take over.
Yeah, that is certainly his best punt of the night that time. And he did it against the wind. And this is the worst field position that the red team has had back at the 37. Red team right now leading by a couple of touchdowns. So if you're the blue team defense, as you mentioned before, we've seen comebacks of a lot more than this. But the blue team, it doesn't change the fact that just for the way you feel about the night, this will be a big time for this defense to rise to the occasion.
All right. I guess I'm still hooked up. I lost my sound in my ears. Can you hear me, Tommy? All right, here they go. First down and 10, leading 21-7. Run to the outside. He's going to be chased out of bounds on the far side of the field. Is that Kyrie Baxter with the carry?
I think that was Ragland coming around the right side.
Number 8 for the Red is Kyrie Baxter.
Oh, I thought it was 0.
Well, it's hard, you know, they bunched their jerseys, though. It is Baxter in the backfield.
Right.
Two Monterey guys that played together. There's Luke Arrington and Kyrie Baxter in the backfield for the red team. And a pitch it to Baxter again. Now, this is a grown man running the ball. He is tough, puts his head down and delivers a blow.
And the quick pitch to number 8, Kyrie Baxter.
Monterey, he is the 6', 200-pounder, and he was one that when we talked to Coach Sims that he was expecting to go both ways. This time picks up the big first down.
Abram Rocha from Friona making the stop over there on the far side of the field. All the way down to the 42-yard line of the blue team. Looks like there was some jumping. The ball thrown up in the air, trying to go to Hebert on just a fly pattern down this near sideline. He threw it out there a little too far. Hebert's fast, but he's not that fast.
Well, and the wind's not blowing a lot. It's only 6 miles per hour, but it is to his back. It is at least possible. You know, this stadium comes down a little bit. It's as possible that you don't know that you've got a little bit of wind behind you when you're throwing that ball till it gets up into the air.
Look at Friona's helmets. You see that helmet there, and on the blue team, there's a Rocha, and you can see they've taken the Kansas City logo and have FC instead of KC. I like that. The Friona Chieftains. Here's another throw down the middle, trying to go to Hebert again. Can't get it to him. Hebert kind of frustrated, but pretty good coverage there by Brendan Garcia from Wellington.
Well, and I think Hebert just ran a little bit different route than what Arrington was expecting there. I think Hebert broke it off, and he was expecting Arrington to throw it a little bit lower.
Ball at the 42-yard line of the blue team. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 from there for the red team, leading 21-7 here in the second quarter. Arrington, they're doing a better job. Of course, there's not a lot of pressure this time. Across the middle, caught. And inside the 30, pass completed that time to
Tyler Brooks.
Yeah, Tyler Brooks out of Borger.
And here's what I like about that. Arrington is signaling to him, hey, you go. I mean, he's directing him where to go. And remember, these guys have had a total of 5 practices together.
Pass was complete to number 17, Tyler Brooks.
I can tell Tyler Brooks is a player. He's a fine young man. He was the scholarship winner as picked by his teammates and the coaches for the red team.
And he's an athlete. He was the
really good
soccer
athlete.
Newcomer of the year.
Pressure coming. They tried to run this little screen coming back inside.
Arrington's pass was knocked down by number 6.
Will Grisham with the coverage there. Excellent defense.
Grisham doing a fantastic job of getting in there. How about this, David? His uncle, Jared Grisham, played in the very first ASCO All-Star game 20 years ago.
Unbelievable.
That is I'm trying to remember. I don't think we've had brothers play, but I don't recall that we've had multiple generations play.
Yeah, well, we hadn't been around that long enough, hardly.
Hey, 20
but we
years
have now.
Yeah.
We have been now. 2nd down and 10. Arrington rolling right. Pressure coming. He's not going to get away.
And I got to tell you, you made mention a moment ago about Kyrie Baxter and what he was doing. And I know this goes down as a sack, but Baxter had an unbelievable block on the far side. He wound up covering his side. I know that the play went negative, but Kyrie Baxter, we've seen him on offense and on defense with the ball. This time blocking, doing a great job too.
Ty Dutton got in there along with Noel Madrid from Denver City, Ty Dutton from New Home. There was another guy there too, and I'm sorry I didn't get your number. A lot of time this time. Arrington out on the right. He'll finally set up and throw. It's going to be picked in the end zone. Overthrew his receiver at about the 5. Coming back the other way, tripped up and falls down, but an interception. And taken away that time by Will Grisham from West Plains.
We just talked about his uncle playing in this game 20 years ago. And this time, Grisham comes up with the big interception. And the blue team needed that. Blue team needed to have a little bit of momentum in their sails.
They've got a little now. Tried to go to Dom Parrish that time, but overthrew. It's hard to overthrow Dom. He's a big target out there. But the blue team has it back.
Quarterback for the blue team, number 12, Chip Green.
4:34 left to go. Inside screen, coming inside and then breaking it back to the outside. Going to be tackled at around the 20.
And connected to number 0, Mauricio Herrera.
So Herrera on the reception out 2. I think they marked it at 19. No huddle.
Trying to hurry up, get the play on the field, get it out there. You see big number 74 there, Reed McCaleb from Rope, 6'4", 245. Out there leading the blocking. Out thrown to the outside to Finch. He's going to be caught. He shouldn't have gotten any. He ended up getting 2 or 3 yards. Gunner hit.
Well, actually, that was coming to the other side there. But they did a good job bottling him up once he had his reception.
Yeah, it was Julio Valdez there also on the stop. It's going to be 3rd down and 2 coming up. Given the backfield, going to get the first down out across the 35 up to around the 37-yard line. Good blocking, getting Demarion Finch out with enough room, and then just his power gets the first down.
And Zach Lewis on the red team just doing a fantastic job of getting his arms around his legs and tripping him up. It is enough for a first down, but that was going to be a lot more.
2:50 left to go here in the first half of the ball game. Blue team trying to get down to get a touchdown, trailing by 14, thrown underneath, and going to be incomplete. Trying to get the ball that time to number 24, Colton Mortensen, 6', 185 from Ropes.
And Zach Lewis, 2 plays in a row. He's from Lubbock Christian. Plans to go to Tech next year, and he is doing a great job of breaking that pass up.
2nd down and 10. Stop the clock with 2:45 left to go. Chip Green, the quarterback from Littlefield, 5'11", 165. Give to Demarion Finch. He will sidestep a tackle, get up the field close to a first down. Depending on the mark, it will be enough to get the first down. Not enough, but enough. Demarion Finch from Coronado.
Lozano making the tackle, but that is a big run from Finch. I was talking to a couple of his teammates. They said that they've been calling him Ashton Gentry all week. They like what they have seen.
Well, he's a tough young man and a really good football player. And they'll fake the run, and Chip going to keep it. Has some room out at the 45, the 50. And out of bounds into red territory. Excellent run by Chip Green.
Yeah, Cale Moore forcing him out of bounds. Cale Moore from Shallow Water coming over to make the play. But blue team having some life here, moving the ball down into red team territory.
You see him there, just a really nice job of just finding the open area and running to it. Jake Fulgerson from New Home was there, number 9. Love to see these guys come play one more time. And for high school here, it's great defense. On the stop of Kevon Coleman Cruz from Crosbyton. And Tommy, there just was not any place to go.
There was not. Even had he broken the tackle, there would have been no place to go because there's other white jerseys right behind.
Let's go down to the sideline and Hannah with another interview.
We are here with Will Grisham, the possible turning point for this game for Blue Team with that interception. How did that interception feel when you came off running back here over to your teammates?
It was pretty good. I saw my lead blockers, unfortunately tripped on them, but, you know, a pick will help us in the long run.
Oh, yeah, I hope y'all turn this motivation and this game around for y'all. Also, I heard that your uncle just played 20 years ago in the first ever ASCO game. Did he give you any tips or advice or anything about this game leading up to tonight?
He just told me to enjoy it, you know, playing with a group of guys that you don't really get to play with often, and playing for a greater cause better than like for yourself.
Well, is this your last time in pads, Will, ever?
No, it is not.
What?
Simmons.
Simmons?
Yes, ma'am.
So did you get to play with a bunch of your teammates in like Blue Team or some on Red Team that are going to Hardin Simmons?
So I have one teammate from high school that's on my Blue Team, and then one on the Red Team.
So that's pretty cool that you got to meet your teammates already. Well, I hope you have a good rest of the game, and I hope you get more picked. We'll see you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah.
So I'm looking at, you know, as we're looking at this Blue Team and the way he's throwing the ball, a couple of sidearm throws as this drive finally stalls out. And remember, last time Marmolejo punted the ball, he had his best punt of the night. Red Team has had great field position all night. Right now, this one's shaping up to finally be a little bit deeper in their own territory.
They will stand back at around the 10-yard line. Lozano will be back there once again. Those have been the consistent return guys. It's going to be a shorter punt. And no return. It'll be touched down at around the 26-yard line of the Blue Team.
That'll be the worst field position the Red Team has had. Red Team does have a 2-touchdown lead.
On their very own 26-yard line.
58 seconds.
Scoreboard says it's 24-7, but it's 21-7.
Yep. Ball at the 26, and I will see here. Of course, it's an all-star game. Let her fly. I mean, we're going to run the clock out and protect our lead. Just let it fly.
Well, and you know, Jason Sims, this is not his first all-star game to coach in. He's coached a couple of games in with the old, what they call it, the Oil Bowl with Texas and Oklahoma, and then the Greenbelt Bowl as well.
Tarian Henderson's in the ball game at quarterback. He'll keep it on the run, gets across the 30 out to the 31-yard line.
One of the things you think about with these teams is these players coming from all these different schools and trying to mesh together in 5 practices and picking up terminology and whatnot. He told me that they've gone to a lot of the Tony Franklin camps, and he's just using the Tony Franklin wristbands. He's not using the Monterey offense. And what he was saying is, you know, a lot of these kids have got the Tony Franklin wristbands to begin with. They already know the plays.
Which would help. When they were trying to stop the clock, there's 28 seconds to go. The officials talking to one another now to see exactly what we need to do. Glenn Morton, the referee, the white hat, just inducted into the National Football Foundation, the Texas Tech chapter. Well, he was recognized for his contributions as an official. He's been doing it a long time, lots of games, basketball, football.
The helmet came off at 40 seconds. Red elected to call a timeout. Reset at 40. Timeout.
There you go.
Okay.
Timeout on the field with 40 seconds to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, if you're Glenn Morton, you've been refereeing that long, you know the rules on that helmet. That's going to stop the clock. So good job. And I understand them having to talk about it, too.
There you see Coach Dunham right there in the middle talking to his team. He gave a great motivational talk last night at the banquet. I'm telling you, he just fired us up, got everybody ready to play.
You know, you think about what he has done up in the Panhandle with Dumas, and now, of course, with Amarillo High. He has done a fantastic job. And really, you think about the identity that Amarillo High had for so long, and he's changed that now with the way that they play.
Yeah, they play different now, but still play great defense.
No doubt.
That's always been a trademark of Amarillo Sandy's football. But opening it up a little bit more, throwing the ball around, and I think the kids enjoy that kind of game.
He is. I was asking him about it. He says, you know, of course they have that spread look, but he says really what we really like to do is physical running. And when I was asking him about what he expected in terms of the ratio of run to pass, he really thought they were going to be pretty well balanced and be about 50-50.
Which is something for a Sandy's team. Here's Henderson. He finds a seam. Pressure went by him, and he just took it up the field and gets out of bounds at around the 48. Now they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 47-yard line, I believe. 31 seconds to go here in the first half. Red trying to get in and put another score on the board.
Well, and great football IQ to make that cut to the outside and stop the clock rather than cutting to the inside at the end of that run.
It is 21-7, not 24-7. It is 24-7 on the board, but he's going to look to throw it deep. He had him back in the middle. Instead, it's picked on the outside. Threw the ball outside, and the receiver was turning inside and taken away by number 1, Brendan Garcia from Wellington.
Great job by Garcia. He's just back there playing center field, and it is able to bring that in. And I think that ball slipped a little bit coming out of his hand, not quite as tight of a spiral as what we had been seeing so far for the rest of this game. But Garcia being able to bring that one in.
So the Blue will have it at the Blue 20 with 22 seconds left to go here in the first half.
That's 2 drives in a row that the red team has thrown an interception.
Going to be a timeout call by the red team. The red team is on the east side, the visiting side of Plains Capital Park Lowry Field, and the blue team got the home side.
I think that red team right now, they are liking the fact that it is the sun's a little lower, because in the pregame, it wasn't exceptionally hot today, but it sure felt that. I mean, I think the hottest part of the entire day was right at kickoff, and the red team was over there in the sun.
It's really, really pleasant outside. Some clouds, light breeze, and temperature, Tommy, was it like in the 80s, high 80s when we started?
89 at kickoff.
So really a beautiful night for football. And sometimes when we have these weeks where they come in and practice, the weather becomes a factor, whether it's thunderstorms or whatever it may be, or heat. But boy, these teams have had a great week to work, and they've had a lot of fun too. They went to main event, and of course they keep them busy. And they eat great food and all the other stuff that goes with it.
Well, and they do a great job of having activities in which the kids get to bond, and they do so very, very quickly.
Tommy goes with them on everything. He's always there. Here's the pass on the outside from Isaiah Vasquez, going to be caught out of bounds. He caught and then goes out of bounds.
And Vasquez doing a good job of throwing across his body.
Got that one to Mauricio Herrera out of Muleshoe. Down to 16 seconds to go here in the first half. We'll have halftime. Something's going on. I won't be up here during that time, but Tommy Wood will be here. And then I'll be back at some point during the first half. We'll just see what. Here's a pass over and out of bounds here on the near side. A little too much. Couldn't reach that one. Intended for Devin Williams out of Crosbyton.
Yeah, just a little bit high for him coming out into that flat. With 11 seconds left, 3rd down and 5, but you're all the way back at your own 25-yard line. This is going to wind up being, you would think, trying to get people into space, trailing by 2 touchdowns.
The Red Raiders softball team won. I know if you're watching a replay of this, you'll already know that. But the Red Raiders softball team beat UCLA 3-1.
Oh, my goodness. That is a fumble recovery by the red team at the 20-yard line with 5 seconds left in the half. And the red team.
Maybe that was foreshadowing that 24-7.
Oh, Oh, my.
They'll try a field goal here.
Oh, yeah. Clayton Vincent is a fantastic kicker, too. We've been watching his extra points. They have looked absolutely perfect. This is going to be a 37-yarder. He was telling me that his long in practice has been from 60.
Oh, my goodness. That's impressive.
So maybe, yeah, you're talking about the scoreboard prognosticating?
That's really weird if he makes this. There's no rush. The kick is up, and it is
wide.
no good. And there's the horn. So it wasn't. So the halftime score here, 21-7. The red team is on top here at halftime over the blue team. Boy, great first half of football. All right, we're going to try to get one of the coaches here as they head up to the locker room. Hannah is moving that way, and it looks like I can see her down there, but I don't see that she has coach yet.
Yeah, it looks like she's headed over to Coach Dunham.
Okay. So we'll hear a quick word from Coach Dunham about this first half of football and what he's going to need to do here with the blue team.
And they are continuing to walk. Looks like she doesn't have his.
Might have the wrong coach. All right, let's go down to the sideline. I believe we're not quite ready yet. Getting the cameras all set up, and Elizabeth will tell us when we're ready to go to Hannah.
So we talked about this halftime. Going to have the presentation. David Thetford going down. He and Coach Brad Davis getting the Sherwood Award.
Okay. I think we're getting close. All right, let's go down to the sideline and Hannah.
Besides your son, Nash Dunham, you've had to work with a whole new set of people and coach a whole new set of people, Coach. So how's it like building a culture of teamwork and efficiency for tonight's game?
Well, obviously, in a short period of time like that, it's hard. It's a difficult task, but as you can see, both teams have been effective at it. We've prepared our kids, and in 5 practices, came out and we're running an offense, running a defense, and there's some execution taking place. It's not just a sloppy game. There's really some good things going on out there. So
yeah,
it's hard, but it's possible.
I agree, especially because you have all-stars on your side, right? This is the All-Star ASCO game. And speaking of that, is this your son's last time being in pads tonight?
No, Nash, he's going on and playing football at WT, so he's going to go be a tight end at WT.
Well, that is super cool to have him here, kind of like prep. You get to coach and prep your son for WT.
Last time I'm coaching him, so and I say kind of sad, but I'm looking forward to just being dad. Just being dad and being a fan.
This is Dad Dunham here, guys. So going into half, what are you going to tell your team? You're down about 14 points, we need a little momentum there. What are you going to tell your defense and your offense specifically?
First of all, we start off, we get the ball second half. So we got to go put a drive together and come away with points. Somehow, some way, come away with points. And then defensively, we got to get a quick stop, get the ball back, and let's go to work. I mean, it's possible. It really is, especially with us getting the football right there.
Oh, yeah,
so
the interceptions were so great.
Right. We've got to make the most of this first possession. That's going to be huge for us.
Well, I believe in y'all in this next half. Thank you so much, Coach.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Dunham, and thank you, Hannah. We are at halftime, 21-7. The red team leads the blue team, and been a lot of fun, a lot of good plays, a lot of big plays, both offense and defense for both these teams, Tommy.
No doubt about it. Red team has gotten the better hand. A lot of that has been from the field position that they've been able to start their drives with, but each of their last 2 ending in interceptions.
All right, halftime's coming up, so y'all stay tuned. Tommy will be up here. We'll have some activities going on down on the field, and we'll see how it all plays together. But Tommy's got it. And here at halftime in the 2025 Caprock All-Star Classic.
You got it. Welcome back to the ASCO Classic. This is the All-Star Game on Fox 34 News Now. David Thetford headed down to the field. Of course, this football game raises a lot of money for kids who have been permanently injured playing the game of football. This game raises a lot of money for them and has done so for each of the last 20 years. We'll have a little bit more about that a little bit further in this halftime show. But there's also a Coach Sherwood Award that is given every year. Generally, it's given to one person. This year, it will be given to two of those folks. Of course, Brad Davis, who was in Friendship for many, many years before leaving the Hub City. He'll be getting the Sherwood Award, as will be David Thetford. Each of these two made a huge impact here in West Texas. Let's go down to the field. See, Coach Davis is there on your right, as he'll be about to receive this award. On the left side, you've got Coach Johnny Morton. That's Baron Morton's dad. He was one of the two founders of this ASCO football game 20 years ago. As we've got our award winners coming out to the field along with their families. Coach Davis, of course, coming from a coaching family, thinking about all that he has accomplished. Once he left here, went to the 3A ranks, and his second year won a state championship and was recognized as the statewide 3A Coach of the Year.
Now, let me tell you about our two recipients for this year's 2025 award for the Greg Sherwood Service Annual Award. First candidate, Mr. Brad Davis. Brad Davis has been Texas high school football coach for 37 years. Coach Davis started his career in 1986 working with his dad at Friendship. He started the middle school coach and was promoted to varsity QB coach in 1989. Brad went on to serve the Friendship's offensive coordinator from 1999 to 2005. Then as an athletic director and head football coach from 2006 to 2017. As Friendship's head coach, the Tigers won 80% of their games with 6 undefeated district championships and 8 overall district championships. Friendship's team played in the state semifinals in 2000, 2005, and 2006. The state quarterfinals in 2001, 2002, 2004, 07, 08, and 12. And the regional semifinals in 1999 and 2011 and 2013. Brad's Friendship coaching honors include being an 8-time district coach of the year, 7-time city coach of the year, and 7-time South Plains coach of the year. In 2009, he was named Man of the Year for the Wolford Area Chamber of Commerce and Agriculturals of Texas Tech chapter for the National Football Foundation selected him as Coach of the Year in 2012 and presented him with the Outstanding Contribution of Amateur Football Awards in 2025. After leaving Friendship in 2017, Coach Davis joined Grandview High School as athletic director and head football coach. He's the first year at Grandview. The Zebras won 12 games and advanced to the Class 3A state quarterfinals. The following year, they won the 2018 Class 3A Division I state championship with a record of 14-2. It was Grandview's first state title in its 109-year history. Coach Davis was named District Coach of the Year and Johnson County Coach of the Year, both football seasons, and the Harris Ratings awarded him with the Class 3A statewide Coach of the Year after the 2018 Stats Championship session. Coach Davis served with the Texas High School Football Coaches Association Board of Directors from 2005 to 2008, where he was the chairman of the Board Policy Committee and later chair of the Football Advisory Committee from 2010 to 2013. He helped coach the North All-Star football team, the 2006 Annual Coaching School Convention in San Antonio, and 2006 ASCO West Texas All-Star Classic here in Lubbock, and the South All-Stars of 2008 Under Armour High School All-American Game in Orlando, Florida. Brad and his wife, Jamie, are retired elementary teacher, have been married 33 years, and have 2 children. Their son Clay works as an account manager at the athletic department of the Penn State University. Their daughter Rachel graduated as a physician assistant, and in August will be getting married in September. In July, Coach Davis will be inducted into the Texas High School Coaching Association Hall of Honor. We'll be joining his father, Bobby Davis, longtime legendary Texas high school football coach, who was inducted in 1999. Ladies and gentlemen, our first recipient of the Greg Sherwood Service Award, Coach Brad Davis.
Thank you very much. I feel very honored and very blessed. An award like this with Greg Sherwood's name on it, very special. And something like this is not ever an individual award. You've got to have great football players, which we always did at Friendship and Grandview. You really need outstanding people around you, the coaching staff, the support staff, and an outstanding family. And I've been lucky, very, very lucky in all of those areas. And I want to make sure and thank Johnny Taylor, James Morton, the entire board of directors, and everyone involved in such a great all-star game that goes to a wonderful cause. Thank you.
And now, our second recipient, Coach David Thetford. David Thetford is a 1971 graduate of Monterey High School, where he played basketball for the Plainsmen, and went on to Texas Tech, where he competed 2 years as Texas Tech varsity basketball team. After graduating in 1976, David went into coaching basketball and spending 2 years at Lubbock High and 3 years at Coronado. Since 1981, David has been involved in business, real estate, and sports broadcasting. Radio and TV broadcasting has allowed David to remain involved with the sports. That journey began in the fall of 1984 and continues today. Through the years, David has had the good fortune to broadcast hundreds of high school and Texas Tech games on radio and TV. He's also had the weekly luncheon with the 4 Lubbock ISD head football coaches for the media, supporters, and fans. In addition, he's also been able to stay involved with coaches, athletes, and teams throughout the long involvement with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes and the chairman of the Lubbock ISD Athletic Hall of Honor since its inception in 2010. In August of 1992, David and Gary Asby began co-hosting Jack Dale's sports talk show. And the experience with Jack Dale, who's with the voice of the Red Raiders for 50 years, led the two of them to create their own show, Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby. 16 years later, the show is still going strong in Lubbock and over the South Plains. About 11 years ago, they expanded the show to include Midland, Odessa, and the Permian Basin. The show focuses on Texas Tech athletics, but includes high school sports, Lubbock Christian University, and special guests from the sports world. David was honored in 2015 with his selection to the Lubbock ISD Athletic Hall of Honor for his support over the years. And as it turned out, he and Gary Ashby were elected to the same class in 2015. David married Jan Law, Texas Tech graduate of 1980, in June of 1980. They have 2 wonderful children, Rachel and Tanner. Both of the children and their spouses, Jordan and Megan, all are graduates of Texas Tech University. Tanner and Megan have been blessed with David and Jan with their 2 grandsons, Miles and Truman, and the granddaughter, Maggie. Rachel and Jordan had their first child and daughter, Clark, who's 22 months old. They live in Fort Collins, Colorado. But she is a blessing from there through the media we have today. Dave and Jan are longtime members of First Baptist Church here in Lubbock. They have led many a team for Sunday school classes, and they've been there for all those years. Ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate David Thetford. How about another
If you were going to say another round of applause, don't do that. I don't think everybody was listening during all that. And we weren't out here. I did want to tell everybody that I'm sure you already know it. Texas Tech 3, UCLA 1. We're moving on in the College World Series. It's a real honor to be here. Brad, it's kind of hard to talk with the echo like this, but it's an honor to go in with Brad Davis. He's a good friend. The Davis family, been wonderful coaches and family. I thank Johnny Taylor and James Morton for what y'all done with the ASCO Football Classic, and to be associated with the name Greg Sherwood in any way is such an honor. You know, there's very few people in life that, no matter who you talk to, from coaches and players, when you bring up the name Greg Sherwood, everybody loves the man. He and Jackie have been such an inspiration for so long. Thank you for this honor. It's been my pleasure to be able to help and be a part of this ASCO Classic and high school sports for so many years. And thanks to my grandkids, Miles, Truman, and Maggie, and my wife, Jan, for being alongside. Thank you, everybody.
Very good. Thank you very much to David. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. You're watching the ASCO All-Star Classic. It is halftime. Back in a moment on Fox 34 News Now.
Fans, now, let's take a moment to thank the selection committee and host coaches. Folks, they work extremely hard at putting this game on year after year. Setup coaches, they even do laundry, they troubleshoot. They get all the things ready for these young men to be successful in this ball game, to go without a hitch. Special recognition tonight, presenting watches to selection committee and host coaches. Host coach are listed as follow: Matt Hill of New Deal, Brian Welps of River Road, Greg Pornor of Seminole, Chip Darby of Lubbock Cooper. Head coach of Wood Team, Matt Hill, Ron Mayo of New Deal. The red coach, Coach Don Long. All these folks, a special thank you and congratulations for their efforts in putting this ASCO All-Star Classic together this season. Thank you. Folks, we've got to tell you about a special honored guest we have here tonight, Tanner Cook. Tanner's West Texas born and raised. He grew up in Idalou, Texas. From an early age, Tanner loved sports, especially football. Tanner's dream was to play football for Texas Tech and go on to coach high school football. Growing up, Tanner played baseball, basketball, football, and track. But his passion was always football. Tanner worked hard and received countless athletic awards during his high school career, highlighted by district MVP in football as his junior. All-state running back as a junior and a senior. He qualified and ran to the state track meet as a sophomore and junior. Tanner was on course to live his dream. The night of his last football game was December 6, 2008. Tanner and his teammates were determined to get ILU past the state quarterfinals and go to the state playoffs. Tanner played his heart out. Unfortunately, Tanner doesn't remember that night. During the game, Tanner suffered a traumatic brain injury and was rushed to the hospital. Through a series of medical complications, Tanner had 3 strokes and an anoxic brain injury while hospitalized. He was supposed to live. Miraculously, Tanner did live. But his life will never be the same. Tanner had to rehab basic tasks like walking, talking, dressing, feeding himself. He lost most of his short-term memory, and his visual impairments and sensations were lost as well, the left side of his body. But the determination that led Tanner to success on the field never left him. He went through the years of physical, speech, and occupational therapy. But with his determination and faith, the support of his faith and family, friends, and community, Tanner was overcome. The road was challenging, but Tanner found a new dream to faithfully love and serve others. God has blessed him in his path tremendously. In 2012, Tanner met the love of his life, Angela, and the two were married in September of 2014. Tanner currently works at Washington Iron Works in Lubbock. Tanner and Angela welcomed their baby boy, Jackson Taylor, in August of 2023. Tanner enjoys speaking and sharing his story. One piece of advice Tanner would like to share is don't give up, don't lose faith. The journey will be hard, but keep your eyes facing forward. Life will not go as planned, and that's okay, because God's plan is so much bigger and better. Tanner would like to thank everyone who supported him through this ASCO game, as this is the 12th year to receive assistance towards his medical funds and expenses. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for Tanner Cook?
Thank you all so much for being here tonight. This contribution is such a blessing to my family and I. My son Jackson and B-Boy Angela are here. They really appreciate it as well. I can't thank everyone enough for being here tonight. God bless you all. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause. Tanner Cook.
Welcome back to the ASCO Classic All-Star Football Game here at Lowry Field in Lubbock. The big All-Star Football Game that, as you've just seen, is designed to raise funds for kids that have been permanently injured playing the game of football. The recipients tonight for the money that was raised to Tanner Cook and Joe Bean. Joe Bean from Odessa Permian, Tanner Cook from Idalou. As you just seen there, Tanner Cook coming out and giving his talk. A little bit earlier tonight, David and I talking about these players that come and play in this All-Star game and the fact that they know what it's about. They know what it is that is happening. However, when they see these recipients come out and talk, and really turns out in many cases to be having them give their testimony and listening to what has happened to them, but seeing how resilient they are and how they have dealt with it has just been an inspiration every year to these teams. We're going to go ahead and go down to Hannah. She has got Tanner right now.
I'm here with Tanner, our ASCO Classic Award recipient. Tanner, I saw your son Jackson running down the field and you chasing after him. Do you plan on sharing your love of football with your son?
Yes, I definitely do. That's one thing I want to. I really want him to love the game, but I want to be his idea. I don't want to push it onto him. I want him to love it for what it is, like I did. So.
Well, I feel your love in the stands tonight and with all of these players. And what you said about things not always going to plan, as all of these are senior graduates and a lot of things don't go to plan when you go to college and you grow up. Can you give any piece of advice, whether that's for those playing football in college or just in general, for their next chapter of their life?
You have to have faith, and know that God's got you in his hands. And so, regardless of what you're going through, if you have faith, and just make sure you always keep your eyes facing forward and not backwards on this side, just keep your eyes facing forward and you'll make it.
That's a beautiful message, and a message I'm sure you've seen in his recovery. What's it been like to watch his recovery?
I'm just so proud of Tanner and his zest for life, and he never takes, he never just settles. He's always pushing forward and trying to be better. And the thing about a traumatic brain injury is it doesn't go away, and it's a fight for him every morning. He has pain constantly, but he pushes through, and he's just something to be proud of.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for showing your strength, and I'm so happy that y'all are the award recipients. Y'all are such sweet people, and your son is so cute. But thank y'all so much.
No problem. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Tanner. Mr. and Miss Tanner Cook. They're an amazing couple. Tanner's, of course, Tommy, you know him well, too, and he's an amazing guy.
No question about it. We're just talking about what he does and how much of an inspiration he is to so many. And I'll say congratulations to you and making it back up to the booth.
Just in time. I didn't know it would kick off so quick. Here is the kickoff, and it's going to be in the end zone again. So back out to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, we're now up here with a Greg Sherwood Award winner.
Yeah. And that's, if you know Greg Sherwood, if you ever knew him, he and his wife Jackie, wonderful couple. And just, I never knew anyone that didn't love Greg Sherwood. Really, and no matter what, even his competitors loved him, it seems like. And I never went by the scene that he didn't stop whatever he was doing and sit and talk. That's the kind of person he was.
Well, it's exciting to see both you and Coach Davis being able to get that award the same night.
Yeah, it's an honor to be recognized with him. Here we go, the blue team going to try to get something going to start this second half. An interception would not be it. They're going to say incomplete, and it almost was an interception by the red team there, going up to after it was number 12, Kel Moore, and he almost came away with it.
Well, I really thought he had come away with it. The officials saying indeed it did hit the carpet, so incompletion. But that is, boy, the blue team, they're trying to set the tone early here. They're down by 2 touchdowns.
Look at Vasquez rolling out right. He was there a minute ago. He's rolling right and throws it deep. Now, Vasquez is a playmaker, I'm telling you, from Coronado High School, 5'11", 170, and he can make plays with the football. Looks like we've got a penalty.
Yeah, I never even saw the flag, but this is going to be enough to give the blue team a first down.
They'll be out to the 40-yard line with a first down and 10. Looking at these guys, there's big number 75, Jesus Rodriguez from Sundown, 6'4", 350. He's the biggest guy in the All-Star game. He's the biggest guy most places he goes, I bet.
Yeah.
There's a incomplete pass. Looked like he had a receiver up in the seam, but did not see him.
Well, I think Carson Curry just knocked that one down.
All right, maybe that's where he was going then.
Yeah, I think Curry was just able to get a hand on it. I thought it was Curry. It may be Baxter that was able to do it. That is, you see Baxter there, and he has been all over the field tonight for sure.
You look at him there, big number 8, Kyrie Baxter, number 9, Jake Fogerson from New Home. It'll be second down and 10. They're going to run the reverse pitch, cutting it back up inside. There's nothing there. Maddox Ellis with the carry.
He'll go backwards a yard. Great disciplined defense here. You know, you come out here for an all-star game, and you know, on the one hand, you say, well, you try a reverse. How much are these folks going to be out of the habit of holding their lanes? But all-star fellas, they're very disciplined football.
Carson Curry from Abernathy and Maverick Lopez from Borger. Those were the two guys that were there to make the stop. Back to pass. Vasquez going to throw deep. Has a man. Going to be out of bounds. Incomplete anyway, but I think he would have been. It had been really close whether he could have stayed in bounds to make the catch to Maddox Ellis.
Yeah, I think Ellis was having to worry more about his feet than he was the ball, because he was seeing the same thing you were just talking about. Is, hey, even if I bring this down, I'm a little bit too far out. That is going to bring up another punting situation for the blue team.
So 4th down. And what Coach Dunham talked about going in at halftime was to come out, take this, they get the ball to start the 3rd quarter, take it down the field and put some points on the board. That is not going to happen.
I'll tell you what, they did come out aggressively, though.
Yeah, they did. Here's the punt by Marmolejo. Fair catch signaled, and the ball, he allows the ball to go, and it's going to roll dead at the 33-yard line.
Well, that was a great punt. I mean, not just, I'm not talking about the distance. I'm talking about the fact that the trajectory of it had enough hang time to where the red team had no opportunity at all to be able to mount a return. And special teams have been good for the red team here tonight.
10:42 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 21-7, the red team on top, and they've got the football back for the first time here in the 2nd half.
Quarterback for the red team, number 5, Luke Arrington.
Luke Arrington will be back in at quarterback. He'll give it in the backfield, running right with some room out to the 40-yard line. On the carry is number 17, Tyler Brooks out of Borger.
I think making the tackle there, Rincon coming over to make the stop. He's from Wellington. Jernigan in on that as well.
Number 37, Brett Watley.
It'll be 2nd down and about 2 left after the pickup of 8 by Brooks. Here they're going to run it again, left side this time, with room, blocking in front. Puts his head down. Big collision there, going to go out of bounds. With the carry that time for the red team, number 28, Marcelo King. And with the stop is Brennan Garcia, and that he just squared it up and took the hit.
Yeah, King, 5'9", 170 pounds, but he runs an awful lot bigger. Garcia, 6'1", 162, showing his toughness to be able to maintain making the tackle.
Standing in there and making that stop. 1st and 10, though, for the red team. The ball now in the blue territory at 47-yard line. Rolling out. Arrington going to throw deep, has a man tipped away at the last. It gotten behind the defense, Brooks had, and coming back to save the day was number 10, Case McGuire from Denver City. I think it's 10. I thought he was in a boot last night at the.
Well, I think that was Gavin Broom, 10 for the blue team there.
Oh, yeah, 10 for the blue team. Yeah, Gavin Broom.
But
the red team's not covering the red team.
Well, boy, it's easy to do with the fact that when they're red and blue and different, you got the same players from the same teams on different sides.
Here's a big hole up the middle, going to be a 1st down. Or right at the sticks for a 1st down. Really good blocking by that front of that red team.
On the carry, sets up for
and that once again, this running back for the red team, Marcelo King from Sudan, he's a talented young guy. Talented guy.
You know, we saw an awful lot of him in the first quarter. Didn't really see much in the second quarter from him. Not a lot of touches, but he is back on pace for that now.
First down and 10. The ball at the 37 of the blue team. Luke Arrington at quarterback. One back in the backfield. It's King. He's going to give it to him again. Right side. Bounces off a tackle. Gets inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line. Another nice gain on the first down carry.
And here with the red team right now just running the ball. You've got a 2-touchdown lead. You've got the ball inside the 35-yard line. They are beginning to really chew that clock up.
For the blue team.
Brooks and King in the backfield with Luke Arrington, the quarterback. Second down and 6. Fake it this time. Going to roll left, looking to throw. Pump fake, still rolling. Now trying to get turned around where he can throw. He's going to be taken down for a loss. Back at around the 38-yard line.
Yeah, Ty Dutton doing a great job of coming over to make that play. Arrington, nowhere to go. We saw him once again directing traffic downfield. We've seen that from him probably 4 or 5 times here tonight. This time Dutton making sure that he had no place to run. But Arrington has been really good at throwing the ball across his body when he can get it away this evening.
Couldn't quite, and the other thing was, I think the coverage was pretty good down the field by the blue defense.
No doubt.
King will switch from the left to the right. 3 receiver package, 2 over here on the wide side of the field. Pressure coming, ball's knocked loose. It's on the field, picked up and taken away by Lucas Jernigan. He's the one that knocked it out, and then he got on top of it. Now Jernigan has been a force all night long for that defense of the blue team. He's from Idalou, and he is a player.
Well, how about this, David? That is the 3rd turnover that the blue team has gotten. Now they're down by 2 touchdowns. Not very often that you see a team down by 2 touchdowns after winning the turnover battle. Right now, they've got some momentum coming.
Lubbock National Bank.
He caused it and recovered it. 7:19 to go here in the 3rd. And the blue team has it back. Going to run it with the quarterback up to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, boy, Caleb Strickland coming up to make the play. Strickland, well, you know he's going to be good. He was all-state tight end, all-district on both sides of the ball, and he's showing it right there.
54, Jacob Kirkland.
Jacob Kirkland over to make the stop. It's at the 45-yard line.
And 7.
Straight drop. Tried to throw a little slip screen over here on the near side, knocked down by the defense of the red.
Yeah, I think coming over there to Julio Valdez giving the hand on it. He is from Stratford. Well, over the years, David, we've seen an awful lot of impact plays from kids from Stratford in these games, haven't we?
Well, what a football program they have at Stratford. It's amazing.
They came down and coached in this game one year, too.
Yeah. Here they go again, going to throw it to the outside, threw it actually before the receiver had turned around to look for it. He was making the cutout, Kevon Coleman Cruz, and the ball was on him.
Yeah, I think that ball just got there a little bit quicker than what he was expecting, but it was a well-designed play. The screen was set up, and had he been able to get it, there was room to run. But instead, it's 4th down, and the blue team right now showing as if they're going to go for it here.
Got to stay after it.
On 4th and 7.
In the blue team into the field. At the 45, back to pass, looking. Vasquez has a man wide open. 20 inside the 20. Caught down at the 14-yard line. What a play.
Wow.
Man, that was the play they needed. Cooper Bland from Roosevelt with the catch. And what an arm by Vasquez. He just put it right on him.
So Cooper Bland, I mean, look at him going downfield, just playing center field. And hey, he's going to Ranger College to play baseball. He's showing it right there. He's a 3-time second-team All-District center fielder, and that was exactly what he did there.
Rolling right, Vasquez got to punch it in, throws it to the end zone right at the pylon, incomplete. Good defense by the red team.
Yeah, and I'm loving that throw by Vasquez. Nobody was going to have an opportunity at that except for his own receiver, just out of reach for anybody else.
Jake Ferguson.
Going to be 2nd down and 10 from the 14 of the red.
Wow, that 4th and 7 conversion, a huge time to wind up having it. And going for it, as you say, on your own end of the field.
Yeah.
In the 3rd quarter.
Here's the 2nd and 10 play coming up. Knocked up in the air, incomplete.
I couldn't see who it was that got the paw on it. There were 3 white jerseys back there that it could have been.
Julio Valdez from Stratford was 1.
Santiago Marufo was back there as well.
Caleb Strickland from Wellington, number 51. But they put good pressure.
That was a great job. So now forcing a 3rd down and long.
Third down and 10. The ball at the 14-yard line of the red. Ball's loose on the floor, on the turf, picked up, and Rolling Rod Vasquez going to stop, return to the other side. He's in trouble. Throws it. He caught it the 15 down to the 10. Still going inside the 10 to around the 8. Isaiah Vasquez just pulled it out of nowhere and made it happen. Got the ball out to Brody Bobo from West Plains, and he made a positive play.
Boy, I mean, how many people can you give kudos for on that? Not just Valdez being able to get the job done, Bobo making the play, but nobody, no offensive lineman downfield either. When that quarterback holds the ball that long, that can be the case. Now here we go, 4th down and 5. And remember, the blue team has already converted on 4th and 7 earlier in this drive.
Big play here, 4th down and 5, rolling left, has time, throws complete inside the 5. It'll be a 1st down.
Valdez pass connects to number 22, Cooper Bland.
Wow.
Cooper Bland again with the catch. He made the catch earlier, and he gets to this one here to get the 1st down. He's from Roosevelt, and that'll give him the 1st and goal from around the 3.
Check that. That's a blue 1st down.
How about this drive for the blue team? Down to the 3-yard line and trying to close this gap to make it a 1-touchdown game.
Vasquez gives it running right, pull down from behind.
Ooh, Carson Curry.
He's a disruptor too. Demarion Finch is going to be pulled down from behind. That was a great tackle.
Oh man, Curry's had a fantastic game. He's been disruptive all evening.
There you're getting a good look at Finch from Coronado. Headed to eastern New Mexico in Portales to continue his football career. Vasquez rolling left, in trouble, hit, knocked backwards and down.
I think that was Devin Williams. 7? Yes,
yep, it is number 7.
Yeah, boy, that was a big hit.
Caden Reyes.
In the backfield, number 7, Caden Reyes.
And that, boy, you know what? You had 1st and goal at the 3-yard line, and now it's 3rd down all the way back at the 10. Huge play by Williams to get up there and make the play.
Reyes is from Littlefield. Here they go again. Big 3rd down play. Vasquez pointing, said move over here. Ball's tipped up and incomplete right at the goal line. Trying to get the ball that time to Bryce Lynn from Pampa.
All right, well, David, they've gone for it twice on this drive on 4th down. They've got 4th down and goal at the 10-yard line right now.
Well, this is it's not the play, but it could go a long way to be in the play if the red gets the stop. That's one that could have been caught. I didn't see it. You know, I knew the defense was there, but it hit him in the hands before the defense got there. A little bit away from him, so not an easy catch. Vasquez rolls right, throws, incomplete.
And, oh, my.
Is there a flag?
There is.
Pass intended for number 15.
If
Flag
so,
on the play.
that's going to be an automatic first down and effectively the third fourth down conversion of this drive, if that goes against white team or red team.
Well, there's looks like the blue team.
Pass interference, defense, first down, blue.
Wow.
That'll be a first and goal for the blue team now. And they needed that. 4 minutes exactly left on the clock in the third quarter, trailing 21-7.
When's the last time you saw a team go for it on fourth down 3 times in the same drive?
You don't see that very often. If you have to go that many times on fourth, you probably didn't get there anyway. Here's the give to Fish, fighting for the goal line, stretching.
Just
He's in there. He's in it. He's in. He got in. He got across, broke the plane. To Marion Finch. There, watch the lights. The new lights at Plains Capital Park, Lowry Field.
Wow.
Isaiah Vasquez hands off to number 2.
I'll tell you what,
Finch.
that is just sheer determination from Finch, making sure he got that ball stretched out across the line.
After attempt, number 8, Mason Marmolejo.
Marmolejo on to try to add the extra point from ropes. And it's an important extra point to make it a 7-point game. And it is good. 21-14 our score. 7-point lead for the red team over the blue team here in the 2025 ASCO Football Classic.
21, blue team 14.
Welcome back to Plains Capital Park, Lowry Field. It's 21-14 now. The referees all huddled up inside the 5 on the south end. I don't know why, as the two teams are getting ready to kick off, or maybe there's something we don't know yet, Tommy, that they're about to tell us.
Yeah, I don't know. That is, didn't see any flags at the end of that play. They might just be reminding each other, hey, this is, as you come into the fourth quarter, the fact that sometimes tempers can flare a little bit more. We haven't seen any of that up to this point. Well, you made mention of it earlier, David, when a 2-touchdown lead was achieved by Red, for people to not be giving up on this blue team. And, well, you're right. That was 3 turnovers tonight, and then that drive converting 3 times on fourth down. Chad Dunham right now has got his team believing.
They're right in the middle of this one. Now he just wants that defense to step up. Going to be a fair catch made. Thought maybe they were offsides on the kickoff, but those are minor things we don't normally call. It will be fair caught by the red team, and they will take over, leading by 7.
That is their own 34-yard line. Good job there by Tom Parrish to be able to bring that ball in.
Worked very hard.
You know, we were talking a little bit earlier about the fact that sometimes these players who played against each other now playing on the same team. Don Parrish, who had just gotten that one. I was talking a little bit earlier, Andrew Nick, who has played for Tascosa. I was asking him about playing with each other. He said, "Oh yeah, during the season, I got a pick 6 from Don Parrish."
Number 19, Tyron Henderson.
Henderson in at quarterback. Ball going to be given to Tyler Brooks on the run.
Taking the quick pitch. Number 17, Tyler Brooks.
A good job there by the red team. Now remember, right now they don't have the momentum, but they do still have a touchdown lead.
Nash Dunham on the defensive tackle.
Dunham on that tackle that time, coach's son.
You know, I know Hannah was asking him about it earlier, but it's got to be a little surreal thinking about the fact that this is his last time to get to coaching.
Here comes Henderson, near side, going to turn it at the 30, out of bounds at the 45. Zach Zacavian Washington helps him get on out of bounds. There's a flag down, so it could be a little bit of a late hit, but pretty tough run there by Tyrion Henderson from Florida.
Oh, now do we have another flag? So the first flag, for sure, the original flag is, I believe, going to wind up being a holding call, but I think I just saw another one that had the trajectory of an unsportsmanlike conduct.
On White. Dead ball, unsportsman, White. 10 yards, 15 yards.
So somebody said something after the play. This was long after the play. They were already walking back to the flag when the second one flew.
Second down.
And boy, that is a big one. Remember, red team just gave up a touchdown to the blue team, and now, after these two penalties, they combined for 25 yards. It's second down and 30 deep in their own territory at the 14.
So that's Coach Dunham. He's got to be happy with that. Got him in good position. Second and 30. They're at the 14. They've got to get to the 44 to pick up a first down. It's only second down. Run on the outside to Brooks. Not going to be much there for him.
Good job from the blue team being able to get him forced out. And really, the blue team, you can allow some stuff underneath here with this, with it being third down in a country mile. Defense, though, not in that deeper prevent type style.
The blue team.
Going to be third down and 24. You watch this game, you can look out on the field for your school's helmets.
Yeah.
If you can see them for all the other decals, it's hard to tell. Back to pass through the hands and incomplete at the 22.
Henderson's pass intended for number 14.
Looking on the far sideline, one of the red team coaches caught the ball and immediately ducked his shoulder and started acting like he's going to run down the sideline.
Pass was intended for Ryland Smith.
Team, number 42, Clayton Vincent.
All right, so blue team.
Is this the first punt by the red team?
It is. You know, they had a missed field goal, and they've had 3 turnovers.
So you don't have to punt when you turn it over. That saves your punter's leg.
Well, and they, of course, had the 3 touchdowns as well.
And you scored touchdowns.
Yeah. You know what? They did punt one other time.
They did.
They did. They were, because it was the one that I thought they were lining up to kick a 53-yard field goal.
Time out on the field. We'll take it to 2:52 to go in the third. 21-14, red over the blue here on ASCO Football Classic.
Well, welcome back. You get a great look at the stadium and the night that we're experiencing here. Beautiful night for football. And we've had a good football game. David Thetford with Tommy Wood.
And right now, blue team's going to get good field position, trailing by a touchdown and momentum.
There's the punt away from Clayton Vinson. Going to be fair caught at the 36-yard line.
That's a fantastic punt.
Fair catch by number 3, Maddox Ellis for the blue team.
Ellis with the fair catch. It really was a good punt.
I mean, he flipped the field. That blue team was going to have fantastic field position and get pushed all the way back to the 36.
They'll scrimmage.
Well, you promised them they would, and now they didn't get all that.
Yeah, that's right.
And
it was empty promise.
Yep. You're just talking, weren't you?
Well, Clayton Vincent heard me, and he said, not so fast.
Now, quarterback for the blue team, number 13, Caleb Hu.
At their own 36. Empty quarterback is going to be Caleb Cook from New Home. Going to throw it. Oh, pick it on the way to the 30. Going to be a pick 6. And a touchdown for the red team, cutting underneath that time. Jake Fogerson from New Home. And what's sad about that is he got the pass from one of his teammates at New Home. He intercepted it from Caleb Cook, who is also from New Home.
That is one of those, because how good of friends they got to be being on the same team. They will be talking about that 30 years from now. Wow, and that's a huge turn of events.
Really big. And if you're Coach Dunham right now, you're thinking, all right, we've done what we need to do. Let's go get a score-tying touchdown. And just that quickly, it's going the other way. On to try to add the extra point. It is up, and it is good off the toe of Clayton Vincent. And it is 28-14 now, the red team on top of the blue team.
Boy, and it gives this game a whole new feel just like that. Because blue team had momentum. They had just scored, gotten the ball back. But I will also say, coming back to Vincent's punt, we talked about the field position. On that particular play, it wouldn't have mattered on the field position.
Yeah.
There
you get a look at Nash Dunham, number 17.
Yeah.
Coach Dunham's son. I mean, he is like a foot taller than everybody.
And remember, these aren't small guys to begin with. This is an all-star team.
He's a big, big guy. Going to West Texas A&M to continue playing football. He's a big target.
No doubt that is the case.
2:30 left to go in the third quarter.
Back deep in the blue, number 2, Demarion Finch, and number 3, Maddox Ellis.
Finch and Ellis will be back for the blue team. And Vincent, who just added the extra point, will kick off for the red team.
So if you're the blue team, you really need something good on this drive. Not because of the time being an issue, but to get the momentum back.
You thought you had really gotten the momentum on your side, and then a play like that happens and takes it right back away from. Here's the kick, going to be a little shorter this time. Dropped at the 5, picked up, running near side, bounces to the outside at the 20, to the 25, and now knocked out of bounds. He leaped at the 30 and was hammered out of bounds by Brooks from Borger.
We got a flag at the 24. Looks like that is going to be going against the blue team.
That was Ellis on the return that time.
Holding on the receiving team. 10 yards.
Morton with the
first
call.
down.
So that wipes out a pretty decent return.
So 2:17, blue team trailing by 2 touchdowns back at their own 15-yard line.
There's the blue team with it, going to be tackled in the backfield. Let's go down to the sideline, and Hannah
hands the ball off to number 2, Demarian Finch.
And you're a little tired, a little happy.
56.
With you up as much as you are competing right now?
Number 67,
really
Jackson
good.
Harrington making the defensive tackle.
It's exciting.
Breathe, like 1, 2, 3, inhale, ready, inhale.
Play sets up second.
Exhale. Okay, so y'all have faith that this is it. Y'all are.
That's it. That's it.
So, speaking of this being it, is this your last game, or are you gonna play in college?
This is my last game.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are you gonna miss most about Friday Night Lights?
The bond built with, you know, all my teammates, all that. Just playing for the fans, all that.
The black eye paint dripping down your face right now. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, and I'm excited to see where you go. I hope you get more touchdowns.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. Appreciate that. And thank you, Jake Fulkerson.
No doubt. Yeah, he is, as you say, he'll be remember intercepting his teammate. That's a pretty good way to end your football career with him not planning on playing next year.
Under a minute to go here in the third. Throw it. There's a little cut back in from the sideline, and a good pass and a great completion there. Got the ball out to Maddox Ellis once again, and a really nice play.
Oh, yeah, that is, we talked about the fact that the blue team needed to get something going, and that is a good way to do it. It's about a 24-yard pass.
Chip Green back in at quarterback. Boy, the defense got there quick. Green's out in the open, running down the field all the way down to the 40-yard line of the red.
So Jackson Arrington, he just shot into that backfield. When we were at the having the interview just a moment ago, Jackson Arrington got the sack, and this time forces one as the quarter expires.
All right, 28-14. We'll go to the fourth. You're watching the 2025 ASCO Football Classic. Fourth quarter. David Thetford along with Tommy Wood. And Tommy, this fun ball game. There's been a lot of exciting plays.
Well, there have been, and we've seen momentum change a couple of times. Blue team right now trailing by 2 touchdowns as we enter the fourth, but they've gotten into red territory.
So here we go, blue team with the football. Need to go put a score on the board and preferably a touchdown. And the throwback across the middle has a man wide open at the 28, coming back near side 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown blue team.
Wow.
What a great play there. Got the ball to number 34, Brody Bobo from West Plains. And that was Chip Green from Littlefield on the pass. And that was a beautiful play.
So Bobo, you know, we have called his name several times here tonight. He is a leader on and off the field. This is, I think he is the only participant we've got this year that has attended Texas Boys State, but he wound up being able to be a part of that.
Here's the extra point try. It is up, and it is good by Mason Marmolejo from ropes. And there you go. Now back in the ball game, 28-21. Red team still up 7 on the blue team here on the ASCO Football Classic.
Welcome back to Plains Capital Park. I'm here with Brody Bobo. What a name. I love saying Bobo with the touchdown. I was just on the other side of the field, and they said that they had y'all beat. They said it was about time. They call it wraps. What do you have to say now that you just scored that touchdown?
You know, we've heard a lot of that, especially at halftime, you know, coming down the tunnel. We haven't talked back much. You know, we're just going to let our play talk. You know, defense going to get a stop. We're going to go get a touchdown again, and it's going to be tied. So.
Y'all are going to get that pick again, turn this game around, right? Well, I hope to see you down there some more. But on this note, what is it like for you playing for a cause that's so great in terms of being out here tonight? Maybe it's your last game. Are you going to play in college?
Yes, I am.
So being out here tonight and honoring those who may have permanent injuries from football, what is it like? What's the feeling on the field tonight?
It's just awesome being able to give back and play the game I love and you know, for a good cause and help others that have been hurt playing the game they love. So it's just been an awesome experience getting to do this for a cause.
Yes, and I can't wait to see you continue doing that and that message in college. Thank you, Brady.
Thanks, Anna. Thanks, Brady Bobo. We appreciate that. You get an idea about these fine young people that we're bragging about these days. Given the backfield, breaking out of there and high stepping, getting across the 40. And just running. Kyrie Baxter take a little pop on his leg that time. He's not getting up very quick. Looked like he caught a helmet directly on his calf. Let's see here if that. It's hard to. He took several pops, didn't he?
Yeah,
he just kept running through them. So he's down on the field for right now. Kyrie is just an amazing athlete.
That is, you know, you never, of course, want any injuries anytime. These all-star games sometimes can be a little bit tougher to see them.
There you see one of the student trainers. I do not have her name. Kyler Templeton is the trainer for both teams today. Monterey trainer during the year.
All right, well, that's it. You like to see that, seeing him running off the field on his own. A little bit of a limp as he does it, but no help required. Jogging rather than walking.
Well, we're set to go here. First down and 10 from the 42-yard line of the red. Cuts it back across the 45. Wasn't much room. Didn't know he cut it back on purpose. I think he was just kind of bumped that way. Marcelo King.
That's King's first carry of this quarter. He did a good job because it looked like he had been bottled up in the backfield and picks up 4 yards out of it.
Second down and 6 now for the red team. Blue team needs a stop. They trail by 7. Luke Arrington at quarterback steps up in the pocket, throws it down the field, caught at the 35. A man to beat, and he won't get by him, but that's a huge completion to Landon Hebert. Monterey to Monterey. Arrington to Hebert.
Boy, I'll tell you what, this is there for a little while. It felt like it was all red, and boy, this is in this second half. It has just been blow for blow, one next to the after the other. Each of the two teams trading punches.
Brendan Garcia on the stop. First down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Bouncing to the outside again after the 10. He kind of got lost behind those blockers. No one could see King. And then he popped out of there and got a nice run up the field.
For the red team.
About nobody being able to see him. He's 5'9", 170 pounds. But he's been very effective when touching the ball here tonight.
First down.
He's been a good running back tonight for the red team.
So you're leading by a touchdown now if you're the red team. You got first and goal at the 8. Start running the ball every time here? Nope.
Definitely no. Here's a pass for the touchdown. Good job, Coach Wood.
I was asking a question. Hey, but I will say this was a free play.
Yeah.
That's their second time to score on a free play. Arrington's got a great recognition of those opportunities.
Arrington is just, it's amazing. From his sophomore and junior year to where he is today, and the senior year he had at Monterey, he has really turned into a really good quarterback. And he's just getting going. There's no telling what he's going to do at Texas A&M Kingsville.
Number 2, Landon Hebert. And the point after number 42, Clayton Vincent.
Vincent on to try to add the extra point. He's from, I don't know whether we said it enough, shallow water. Extra point is good.
After attempt is good with 9:10 left in the ball
35 to 21, back to a 14-point lead for the red team over the blue team with 9:10 to go in the ball game there at the ASCO Football Classic. Welcome back here to Plains Capital Park, Lowry Field. What a night of football. Last football game of the year, Tommy.
Oh, it is. This is we talked about it being the last game of the year. Last game of the year for these guys, but for us, it's always, to me, it's getting ready for the beginning of the next one.
Let's go down to the sideline to Hannah.
Oh. I'm here with Julio Valdez, a man I've been trying to get an interview with this entire night, but he plays on both sides of the ball. Are you feeling a little tired right now?
I'm tired.
Well, your name's been called out by the announcers a bunch of times for a bunch of reasons. Did you block a pass? Did you sack? What did the fans need to know about you, Julio?
Well, I'm going to do all of the above. If you need me to do, I'm going to be there, you know.
Well, that's clear tonight on this team. I see that blue team's kind of coming back strong. How do you feel about that? What do you want to change about that?
I don't think so. I mean, we just scored, and I'll be going to go back out there, so.
So you going back out there means more points on the board, right?
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah, well, you heard it here first, so I guess we'll have to see it to believe it. So good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. I don't know, something happens with my mic, with my headset when, I mean, like it's jumping back and forth. It's real loud. And I don't know what it is, but is yours that way or is it just mine?
Yeah, I have not had that issue.
First and 10 for the blue team on their very own 25-yard line.
Well, it's too late to work on anything. I know that.
So the blue team calls a fair catch inside their own 25, so they get it out to the 25. They trail by 2 touchdowns, 9:07 left in the game.
Got to make it happen quick here if you're the blue team.
Well, and they've scored on each of their last 2 possessions.
Give that tackle number 51, Caleb Strickland.
Right now, out to the 30.
Caleb Strickland from Wellington on that last stop. That Vasquez in the ball game at quarterback from Coronado, along with Finch, the running back from Coronado. There's Finch just fighting ahead for about 2 or 3 yards.
Getting out to the 33-yard line.
Lewis making the defensive stop.
Let's look at this blue team. Offensive lineman and Noah. I don't know who else playing. Noah Madrid is from Denver City. Keith Lugo from Roosevelt. Zarian Valderas from Leveland. Matthew Barunda from River Road, 6'2", 260. John Conley from Sudan. Angel Saucedo from Friona. He's a two-way guy. Reed McCaleb from Ropes and Jesus Rodriguez from Sundown. That's just some of the offensive, defensive linemen that are in the ball game for the blue team. We'll talk about the red team defense there.
Yeah, boy, that is just some very, very good pursuit from the red team. Jacob Kirkland, I think, leading the charge there.
We'll look at some of these red team guys that are on offense and defense. Mason Rakoff from Lockney. He's a big young man. Caleb Strickland from Wellington. Jacob Kirkland from Littlefield. Daniel Forster from Shallowater. Andrew Nick, we mentioned him a couple times from Tascosa. Jonathan Gonzalez from Stratford. Zach Gonzalez from Sundown. Jackson Arrington from Abernathy. I didn't know, but he's family to me. He probably didn't want me telling that, but.
Oh, my.
Big time hit.
And that was 4th down and 3, so that is a turnover on downs. A huge job there by Fogerson to get up there and make the play.
Stop number 9, Jake Fogerson.
Well, that was a big time play by Fogerson. I'm telling you, watch this. He just flies there, sticks that shoulder in there and knocks him down.
Fogerson has had a fantastic night. Remember, he was the one that got the pick 6 also.
Yep, he's had a good game tonight. No question about it. So the red team will take over.
The red, number 19, Tyron Henderson.
At the 33 of the blue. That's what you call tight-roping right there. Henderson.
So we talked about his football IQ a little bit earlier, trying to cut to the outside and get the clock stopped. This time he was trying not to.
2nd and 5.
Picked up 5 on the carry. It'll be 2nd down now, but the clock's still running though.
Yeah, I guess this time of the game doesn't quite stop on out of bounds just yet.
Give it up ahead, won't get the first down, but boy, tough running in there.
Henderson hands off to number 22, Jake P. Carbajal.
Carvajal's a tough runner. from Spearman.
I think everybody on this field is tough. This is
you notice that? They really are. And they're playing so hard in an all-star game. It shows you the competitive nature and really what it takes to be one of the all-stars. You got to be a competitor.
Well, I think that's a big part of why a lot of these kids are chosen to be able to participate in this game to begin with.
3rd down and a couple needed by the red team. Blue team needs a stop right here. They're not going to get it. Down to the 20-yard line and a 1st down for the red team with Carbajal on the carry once again.
1st down. Ty Dutton making the defensive tackle for the blue team.
So red team right now, I think, trying to take as much time off of that clock as they can.
And they're doing a good job. Down to 4:40 left to go in the ball game. Getting tracked down from behind. What an effort.
Here,
as they go to reset this ball, I want to have just a couple of seconds to talk about the left tackle over there on the left side, Dax Davis, for this red team. He is leaving for basic training to be in the Army tomorrow for South Carolina. So he is choosing to go serve his country, and this is his last night here in Texas before making that trip. 74 on the red team.
Number
Dax
74
Davis.
from Caprock. There are 3 players from Caprock right there together. We showed Jarnigan there. He's had a really great defensive night. He's put a lot of pressure in the backfield. He made that last play, and not that play, but the one before. Henderson with the carry again. Nowhere to go. But I'll tell you, big number 9, he is a disruptor. I think that's the way you described him when we talked.
Well, that was the way Coach Sims described him. He was, when we were talking about what to expect in this ball game.
35-21. Third down and about 15. Low snap picked up by Henderson. Going to look to throw it across the middle. Has a man. It is caught. It is. What a great catch. Looking that one in there. Yeah, he had Cazeta.
For red, 1st down.
Cazeta from Muleshoe, and he had to really watch that one in because the defense was right there.
Boy, and right now, this is a, if you're the red team, you got to be tasting it at the moment. Leading by 2 touchdowns. 1st and goal at the 8, 2.5 minutes left in a game that there will be no overtime allowed. So red team's got to be feeling very good right now.
Brett Watley was the guy on that stop on that last play. He's made a lot of plays as well tonight. Here they keeping the ball inside the 5, down to the 3. Henderson, good fakes in the backfield. And it's going to be 1st and goal. Well, it was 2nd and goal from the 3 now instead of where he was before. The red team is feeling it. You see Scott Harrison now, the umpire. He's smiling too. I don't know what was said. Something that was funny to him. Everybody starts talking a little smack when and the blue team can have no response because they're down by 14.
But they've had a good time tonight too. Obviously, everybody wants to wind up winning this game. It has been a lot of fun for all of them.
He faked it this time and then bootlegged it around the other side.
Oh,
will not get there. Going to be taken out of bounds at the 1.
So number 1, I think this is a broken play to begin with. He recognizes it, goes around the other side. Then he's trying to stretch, and he fumbled that ball. It was out of his hands before he came. He just got very lucky that it went out of bounds at the 1. Had it gone inside the end zone, that would have been blue ball.
And a touchback. He gave extra effort trying to get in for that touchdown. I didn't get the number of the person that made the stop, but they saved the touchdown. The clock is ticking under A minute down to 50 seconds now. There he'll fake it and keep it again. This time, Tyrion Henderson into the end zone. Touchdown, red team. Here go the lights. That makes Coach Meeks happy at Lubbock ISD because he gets to do the lights again. I think they're going to let the game clock run out.
That's kind of what it's looking like right now because they're not stopping. Oh, now they stop it with 25 seconds. But
there's Henderson getting in on that touchdown run. Boy, he's a talented guy, too. You know, you watch Florida, and they made kind of a resurgence this year, and it's been fun to watch them. It's kind of a storied program through the years, but you know, you kind of get an idea of this young quarterback and how good he is.
Well, I wonder if he's shaken up a little bit because they're telling him, come off the field, you're not going to hold the ball this time.
Okay. Yeah, they're going to kick the extra point. It's 41-21 right now. The red team is on top.
It's not very often in these games, David, that we wind up having a 3-touchdown differential at the end of them.
No question. There's no rush or anything on kicks and those kinds of things. Extra point is good, and it's 42-21.
25 seconds left in the ball game. Red 42, blue 21.
Think about how many of these games have come down to the wire over the years. And this one sure looked like it had the potential to do it there for a little bit.
These teams have gotten after one another. I'll give them that. You get a look there at Lucas Jarnigan, number 9. That guy has had a game. He is really, really a good player.
No doubt.
Out of Idalou.
Fans, again, thank you to all our sponsors, those who've donated.
This is come to these waning moments. Want to say congratulations again to Coach Brad Davis and to you, David.
Thank you, Tommy.
The recipients of the Greg Sherwood Award for the contributions that you guys have made to football out here in West Texas, and it is I'll tell you, y'all have made a difference for sure.
I appreciate you saying that. It has been a joy and an honor to be involved, I can tell you that.
That is, I was talking to Coach Morton a little bit earlier tonight. He said, oh, yeah, David, he's just a friend of coaches.
And I'll make fun of him.
He might have said a couple of other things in that sentence, too.
Yeah. I love coaches, and they are so important, y'all. I'm telling you, every coach, every sport, you are a big deal in the life of your school, in the life of your community, in the life of our country. You coaches are important. Just think of the impact and the ripple effect of what you have on these young people. Thank you, coaches, for all you do. Here's a pitch back. Going to try to get loose on the far side. Clock is ticking down to 15 seconds, 14. Looks like they're going to stop it and let them run one more play on offense.
Well, and we talk about the difference that those coaches wind up making. And I think about the sacrifice of their families, too. You know, those coaches get very, very little downtime.
And mamas have to pick up the slack, and wives have to pick up the slack. And, of course, we're talking about all sports. There's a lot of women coaches today that have a huge impact. I think of Jill Snyder and Charlene Hughes through the years of their basketball coaches, Patty Jones. There's just been so many that have had a wonderful impact on young people.
No doubt.
There you see Coach Sims. He's getting doused.
Well, how about his week? You get promoted to be the head coach of Monterey on Wednesday, the same day these players come into town.
I know it. And of course, they were going to be. The coaching staff from Monterey was going to be here with Coach Judd Thrash, but change was made, and Coach Sims he ended up getting to coach this All-Star game. 7 seconds left. We're going to try to get. I think Hannah's working her way around to get with Coach Sims. Talk to him after the ball game. We'll be interested to hear what he has to say. One last play. Looking, throws it outside, caught at the 40, and the clock runs out.
And that's the ball game.
What an all-star game, and we'll keep it here until Hannah gets in position with Coach Sims. They'll have to all shake hands. All right, 60-second break, and we'll be back with Coach Jason Sims. Hannah will have him. So final score 42-21. Stay tuned. We'll have Coach Sims after this timeout. Welcome back to Plains Capital Bank Lowry Field. The 2025 ASCO Football Classic is in the books. 42-21, the red team has won. There you see Coach Sims. We're trying to get him together. I think he's going to talk to the team. So we may not get a chance to hear from Coach Sims. I don't know.
Well, you know, he's got to be pretty happy right now. I mean, everybody enjoys being out here, but being able to get that win, it means an awful lot to him. And being able to do it. I know we talked about the fact that this is not his first All-Star game to coach, even though it is first ASCO game to do so. And so he's got a little bit of experience with the way that he likes for those things to run, and he did it very effectively here tonight.
Did a good job. The blue team and the red team all huddled together to have a quick prayer, and now they've broken into their separate teams, and Coach Sims is calling his team around him right now. Congratulate them on the win here against the blue team. And a lot of it's just bragging rights, Tommy. That's what it is. And it's always fun to be able to do that.
Well, and you're a competitor. It doesn't matter what you're doing. These types, you're somebody that's going to be on an all-star team, or for that matter, on an all-star coaching staff. You're wired to win.
Exactly. There they are trying to wrap it up, and I guess we're gonna wait and see if we can get a quick word from Coach Sims.
So as he winds up having that discussion, I know for the blue team as well, they're going to be feeling the same way. They obviously wish they would have been able to get it taken care of here tonight, but a great experience for them as well.
Coach Chad Dunham there from Emerald High, and just. Love these coaches, love what they do, love the impact they have on kids and families, and so important. Well, the red team has broken up their huddle now, so hopefully we can maybe get that interview. All right, are we ready to go? Let's go to Hannah with Coach Jason Sims.
What a congratulations in order just for, of course, getting soaked and winning this game, but also for being Monterey's new head coach. I mean, that's what a send-off for you, Luke Arrington. How was it having Coach with you tonight, and also just the past 4 years?
It's awesome. He's such a blessing to just not only Monterey, but just these kids around us. I mean, you can go interview any one of these Sims, and I mean, I don't have enough good things. I have too many good things
about you, all your players up, hyping the team. What advice do you have to give Luke Arrington and the rest of the players? You said that football is not the most important thing. Will you elaborate on that?
I just don't ever want high school football to be the most important part of their lives. I want them to learn the lessons that high school football teaches them, and then go on and do. This guy right sick. I love him. I'm going to miss him. Awesome things. Awesome things. Yes, and after he leaves the field, he's going to do amazing things in his life, and I'm excited to follow it.
Well, I'm excited to follow both of y'all in whatever y'all choose to do. And thank y'all so much, and congratulations. Go celebrate. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Luke, and thank you, Hannah. That's going to do it, Tommy. Just another fun broadcast. Thank you for being a part, and you won't have to be here next week now. So you did it tonight.
And congratulations to you.
Thank you. I appreciate
it's a neat deal.
Very much. What a game. Appreciate everybody that's involved. Thanks to Lubbock ISD TV 12 and Elizabeth and the whole crew that helps us with this. They do a fantastic job. Thank you to the ASCO team, to Johnny Taylor and James Morton and Lubbock ISD and Mike Meeks. And it's just been a lot of fun. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We look forward to bringing it to you next year. Once again, we plan on doing that. Final score here today, 42-21. The red team has beaten the blue team here in the 2025 ASCO Football Classic.
This has been a production of the students and staff at Lubbock ISD TV.